you know how we are when we like, don't worry about that, we handle that. And I was like, you're not gonna handle that. But
I got a question for Tiff.
what's that? What's your question, 600?
Okay, so let's just say the word Buster, right? Some Crips might take off being put Custer. So, did you trademark the slogan, the name, like? How can we not use it, or how can we use it? If
You
I
mean
was
Crip and Blood?
yeah,
You
because
can't.
blood. Okay, so like blood is a word in the dictionary,
Yeah.
like plasma. So I'm like, what can't we do?
Whenever
Like,
you giving a descriptive, or you are identifying with anything that has to do with gang terminology when it comes to that word blood, right? Like Big U and what's that dude?
Brick.
No, not Brick. Ain't Brick. Brick behind Brick. Know them.
Okay.
The dude,
That
Killer
was my
Mike.
next question. All right.
Yeah, Killer Mike tried to do Cripple Cola and Blood Pop.
Right.
And then the whole movement for marketing was uniting the gang culture. And that's it.
Well, 600, this is the deal. The thing with the trademarks is not what us as Crips and Bloods or from the culture cannot do with it. It's what we can do with it, and it's to keep others from doing what they want to do with it. That's what it is. So it's not a thing about the culture keeping us away from using it. It's protecting us and keeping the outsiders from using it. And there's a such thing as fair use. Where fair use, you could use it in something that's like school, or if I describe something to you and I say to you, McDonald's French fries are good. I could say something like that to use McDonald's, which is a trademark. And the thing with this is, we don't have in our culture, we don't have a leader of, our organizations. And to answer your question, you asked, what was it that's trademarked and what can be permitted and not permitted?
Right.
The thing that's trademarked is the word Crips with the S and the word Bloods with S.
Okay.
When you get a trademark, you have to fill them in on kind of sort of a little bit about what's behind the trademark, because Crips is not a word. Crips is comprised of an acronym, and that's how it became. So when it was registered, we had to use the acronym to let the trademark office know exactly what it stood for. It's just like a personalized license plate when you go to DMV.
Right.
Kind of let them know what it means in the long haul. So what we have trademarked is the actual organization, the Crips.
Okay.
It's just like when you get
that's deep, ain't it, Six?
Yeah.
Car clubs. If you guys get the time to look it up sometimes, car clubs are also, a few of them are trademarked, and what's trademarked and what's owned is the actual organization or the car club. The Hells Angels is an organization. The Hells Angels within itself is trademarked and owned. And so that's what I did with the organization. The trademark it owns the organization. And then there's another trademark also under Crips, and that one's for media and different things like that. But the thing with owning the Crips and the Bloods trademark is that there's maybe about 40 something different categories in which you could register trademarks. One could be clothing, one could be food, different things like that. So you have like Delta Faucets, and then you have Delta Airlines.
Right.
Those are two separate entities, but they're registered under two separate categories. So you could get about 40 different trademarks using the word Delta. The thing with Crips and Bloods is because those are famous words and famous organizations, you can't trademark those in any other categories because the organization is trademarked within itself. And so nobody can come behind it and trademark Crips for clothing or trademark Crips for books or whatever. You know, it's just that. So it's pretty much just now it's trademark, and it's not that I own the trademark. It's a intellectual property of our culture is what it is.
So who's exempt from using it? Like, can I go make t-shirts 60s Crips?
Well, 60s is a completely different entity. Why don't you trademark it?
No, can I put 60 Crips? Because we Crips.
You could. You're a Crip.
That's what I'm asking. So
the question is, if you wanted to and you saw a merch line that says 60s Crips in a store, can you step in if you wanted to?
Yes, we could come in a store and remove it from the racks is what we could do. We could confiscate it. We would ask the person in the store to take it down, and if they didn't, we could actually confiscate it, either leaving with the merchandise or throwing it in the trash.
Okay, so I'm asking you. You said it's for our culture, right? So who determines who's in the culture and who's out the culture?
Well, the
politics.
The
that's what I'm saying. So can I give me a label of t-shirts 60s Crips? Will I have a problem, or do I got to go through the?
No, we have a board. We have a board.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a board, and so that's the thing that we're going through now with Killer Mike. It's Killer Mike, Big U, some other guy in Atlanta, which is named Bear. I think he's Killer Mike's manager.
Bear, I believe. So this one thing, okay.
Yeah, Bear used to work with Puffy back in the day.
Yeah.
So allegedly they're Crips. So if they're a part of the culture, how's it a problem?
Well, if they are alleged Crips, then I don't think they're part of the culture.
Well, I can't say alleged. I don't want to say nobody no gangbang because they got rules and stuff and all like that.
Yeah, but being a Crip, being a Crip is not illegal. Being a Crip doesn't mean
it's not illegal to be a gang.
I ain't saying it's illegal or not. Okay, let's just say they are Crips, right? I don't know what they are. I never met C-Bear. But let's just say he is a Crip. Where's the problem in that if it's for our culture?
Because where are the profits at? Did you get a check?
Business. Crips and Bloods, when it comes to.
Did you get a check, 600?
No.
There's the problem.
Okay, no, so now we get to my question. That's what I was saying. So if I do the 60s Crips, I have to pay everybody? Because it's going to be 1,000 people.
You don't have to pay everybody, but there's a situation that
600, she was just smarter than everybody, and she got it trademarked to make money and exploit the Crips and Bloods thing. That's just a simple, thing to it.
Turn it into a business.
I get it, Luce.
Let me tell you something, Luce. On real seriously, what you're saying is some good shit, because this is what happened. As soon as the trademark, the application was done, I got a call from an attorney out in New York, and he was given my number by Skip Townsend, and Skip Townsend is from Second Call, and he offered me.
That's the dude from the 20s, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
He part of the Greer program. He ain't. We listening.
But yeah.
And I was offered $10 million for the trademark. So I don't believe what you're saying. I beg to differ that I did it so that I could profit off of the Crips, because if that was the case, I probably would have taken that 10.
Okay, Tia, I was trying to go back to the original question before we get to the next question. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
What you want to ask her is, what are the procedures one needs to take if they want to do business utilizing Bloods and Crips? That's what you're trying to ask, right?
323-825-9300. Anybody who needs to get any information regarding that, just call the office. I'm not saying it for you all. I'm saying it for people who may be wanting to do something like that and who are listening. But initially, you would call and speak with
Nigga,
a
I'm 50 favors up. I done did everything I'm supposed to do. So I'm going to be real. I'm going to keep it real. If it slipped, which I wouldn't, because that's my partner, right? And I just started doing something, and she looked up and said, well, who is that? And they said, WACK. She's not going to fuck with me. She'll call me, and she'll be like, WACK, what you got going on? I'm going to be like, I got you. Don't worry about it. I'm seeing your shit, right? She's not going to fuck with me because she just knows that, first of all, one, we got to go way back. Two, she know if there's any business going on that I'm going to make sure she's part of the business. Three, like, she ain't never had to call me to do what's right when it's time for me to do what's right when she's not around.
Right.
So it just be relationships, man. A lot of this shit be relationships. Yeah. And then just having some respect. You know, look, 600, you know, Big U, they'd call him and he'd be like, don't worry about it, I got it. As if, nigga, do what you want and I'ma handle it. But that don't work with her because it's the army that come with her from both sides as well. That you know, that call you think you're gonna make to tell somebody, that ain't gonna work. She, depending on what mood she in, she might entertain you and give you an earful, or she might play possum and say, okay, I'll have my partner call you back. And then at that point in time, you'll figure out who she is.
Yeah. Okay, let's turn this up now. So Tia, right?
Yes.
Now tell me and tell the world how Big U was trying to bully you.
Oh, it wasn't just him. It was him and Suge.
Okay, let's talk about this.
Yeah, it wasn't just him. It was him.
What did he do? He tried to get Suge to put the call in?
Yeah, you know what they tried to do though? Their thing was, it wasn't a hard press. It was more of a light, you know, extortion on a light tip, or you know what I'm saying, on a friendly, we gonna smile about it kind of thing. And it didn't work either way, you know? And yeah, they were kind of in it together, shit.
And then when you served him, what happened?
Oh, when he got served with the lawsuit, Big U?
Yeah. Big U.
Yeah, the guy who served him, he might be about 6'5", 6'6", and they were at the football game at Sarah High, and Big U was leaving, and the server saw him coming off the field and kind of encountered him before he got to the gate to leave out to the parking lot, and I watched. Because you have to make sure that these people are served, because the lawsuit it's a $50 million lawsuit. We're in federal court right now. And he walked up to Big U and he said to him, just take these papers and keep walking. And the reason why I knew what the guy said is because I wasn't too far away from Big U, but I can tell the body language. You know, some people can sense fear. Some people can smell the fear. I could smell the fear in him, because when it happened, it was so fast, and he didn't know if that was the moment, you know, if it was his time or what was going on, you know. So he took that. So I filmed it. I took some pictures because just to get in that moment again. But I had to also have the pictures, because when you file in federal court that the defendant has been served, sometimes you need proof. So I have proof of him walking away, being served from the process server with the lawsuit in his hand.
R&B, can you put that photo up, please? I think we have one.
While you find that photo, right? One thing about Big U, he's like the bully type of guy. So when people show no fear to him, that's when the little boy in him comes out.
I've been knowing about that dude. I've been knowing about that dude since he was running with BJ and Ice-T and them back in the days. I'm very familiar with Big U, but the thing with him is, you know, in my era, you know, he wasn't really making no noise. And when it was work being put in, Big U wasn't really in California.
I tell people that all the time.
He was in Chicago.
It's a legacy that's all a myth that people kind of run with. But see, I was there when, and then when he went to the pen, it was in 88, 89. He was in Soledad. My dad was in there with him. And nigga ain't making no, ain't making noise like that. If that's what you believe and that's what you choose to follow, then that's cool. But anybody can get it.
Right.
Listen. I tell people that until you watch me do it, I'm guilty. We single-handedly, when he came home, took Big U. That's a picture of Big U after Tia hadn't served, walking away, right? We single-handedly put a light on him and start positioning him to create the name and the aura around him. Before he left, he was known as a fighter, shit he did, his World on Wheels demonstrations. He did his shit. He wasn't one of them boys, them boogeyman boys. I was like Keita Rock and them type niggas, right? He wasn't one of them boogeyman boys. So I tell people that all the time. And I know a lot of people is like, who the fuck she thinks she is? Not to say too much, but the guy that discovered, one of the guys that discovered the game, that's her family. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's tied in. Like, she ain't, back then, the homegirls was a little deeper because they had to help us think, because we would be doing shit and they had to be lookouts and they had to be the ear to the streets and then know how to defend themselves in case the opposition figured out what they was doing. So I know y'all hear it in her voice. She's speaking the way she's speaking because she earned the right to speak like that. So she ain't being extra tough or none of that. That's just who she is because that's who she earned to be. So go ahead, Tia, give them your history on why when you got the Big U call, heard the Big U name, it didn't move you like that.
No, it doesn't. And it like I said, because I know the history of that guy, and I'm the type of person that, I'm not gonna send you to do nothing that I ain't gonna do. Been that way, and I'm that way now. I'm that way in business, and he just has never been that type of person. You know what I'm saying? He gonna send you, but he ain't gonna be involved in that himself.
He ain't finna.
No, and that breaks my heart to see these kids that get involved with him, and so infatuated with the legacy. That's a mythical legacy that he has to get up under him like that. It breaks my heart. It really does, because if you say boo, he may fall down. You know what I'm saying? But but as long as he can run you, that's what he gonna do. He gonna run you. He that type of nigga.
If you go for it, a lot of people don't realize, and me and Luce was laughing about this last night. Corrupt didn't meet Big U till he came home in 2004.
Facts.
Well, this first time ever on the streets with this dude, right?
Yeah, Suge just met him.
That was that was a lot of Keita
Suge
Rock
met him
work.
after he went broke.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
Now,
facts.
I tell people these things, right? Because it's like, I'm like, look, bro, it's the different eras of this. That's that early 90s to 97, 98. And then you got the era where Reggie Wright stepped in and really kept Death Row afloat. And then you got that era when Suge came home, and shortly after Reggie departed and went his way, you got that era. And that's the era Big U falls in, right? Because he came home in 04. I remember when he came home, as soon as he came home, he beat his son half to death. They took him to jail, took all his kids and all that shit. We had to help get him an attorney, right? That's when we had the matching Infinity trucks, the QX56 Infinity trucks. And then I hear him say he was involved in all these deals. He wasn't involved in these deals. It was somebody on that side, I believe, Mark from 310, cut him in, which ain't got nothing to do with us. That got something to do with them when they did the shoe deal. But again,
yeah, he was working with the people. Mark Laitler.
You remember when he caught the case with all the laptops and shit in the back of the trailer when he had that bulletproof Lexus. When he had 310 down, he had to go lay down. And
yeah, he's a cold cat.
We figured that out, right? So it's a lot that then went on, and that's why when I tell people, when I speak, I'm not speaking from a story or a story. I'm speaking because we was right there in the, we was right there in the pain of it, right?
Right.
And the crazy part about it is, what's funny is they're real quiet about you try to punk and get over on a female, and instead she got cat 6'5" catching you by yourself because you had a football game, serving you, when there was a time where Big U would have said it would have been a problem with that. Because I do think dude had a few words for him. I think he told him to take his paperwork and keep stepping, right? And by the looks of that photo, that's what he's done. Now, you got a lawsuit in. Did they generate money from that beverage, that triple pop and blood?
Of course they did. Of course they did. And not only did they do that, what they also did was kind of
the Crip Pops,
so to speak, you kind of tarnish the brand a little bit with the confusion of, is it belonging to Atlanta Crips, or so it caused confusion in that type of way. And they went to him. They went to Big U to use it for permission or whatever it was that they asked, and a payment to his development options foundation, and to be able to use it. But the thing with that is, I had spoken to Killer Mike before this happened, and I said he's because the gentleman said he was working with Puffy. The manager was working with Puffy. My oldest son's father's name is D-Mac, and D-Mac was a part of that circle right there, and he was familiar with Bear. They were actually associated probably through Bad Boy. But
D-Mac is was the first manager of the game. That's that D-Mac. In fact, her son's her baby daddy. Go ahead.
And so they had spoken, and so they knew about the trademark. And I spoke to them on the phone briefly after I saw a trigger warning. And I said to them, I understand where you're headed with this, and I respect it, and that's our motion. And that's where we like to push this in a positive direction as well. But, if you like to go further, in monetization, that, there's some people here that you would need to speak to about that. I said, and it ain't Big U, and it ain't somebody else I mentioned to them. And so they said, oh yeah, we understand, if we go further, we'll contact, whatever the case is. So, okay, that's fine. But, you could kind of tell, read people when you're dealing with them. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas is from Atlanta, and I don't know disrespect of people from Atlanta, but they ain't grow up like this in this culture, and it's kind of an infatuation is what they have. And these are grown men with adult children and stuff like that, and they don't really come from where we come from. So I could tell a cutthroat on a slide type nigga. And so I knew that they weren't going to contact and just go on about their business. So that's what you're supposed to do in business. You let them go do their thing and do pop-ups and make their money and do what they, and then you hit their ass with that lawsuit. And they did it just at free will. And that ain't how it goes. I even have conversations with Bear in text message saying about the trademark, and they knew who owned it and so on. There was even a letter from the trademark office that was sent to Killer Mike, and he went to apply for the trademark himself.
What?
And, yeah, he tried to apply for the trademark
after you had already contacted him.
This was after that, and
so he tried to pull a move. So now when he doubled back, the conversation's different.
Yeah, he tried to do that. And so then what happened at the point where he tried to contact me was through Big U. And somebody sent me a clip of Big U on No Jumper is talking about Killer Mike said, can you contact that woman? Well, that was after he and Jay-Z had got together, because Jay-Z said he wanted to be a part of the culture in that brand aspect. And they wanted to do a partnership. And then, that's Jay-Z, eventually said to him, you don't own this, Killer Mike. We need the person who holds the rights, and so we could go further. So he called Big U and said, hey man, can you get her on board? And he's like, I ain't gonna talk to her. Hell no, he ain't gonna get me on board. He ain't want to get, come on now, he don't operate like that. But before he got served, I spoke to him on the phone. It was me and him and Spider Loke and Double D's or 2 W's or and a couple of other guys.
The Buster Avengers.
I think so.
What the hell was Spider Loke doing on there?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
That's
How
the
Spider Loke get in on
I
that?
don't think these people know the fuck you are.
Yeah, so they're all connected, and he has a monopoly with those guys as far as an outlet for social media and publicity and being public and that kind of thing. And so I peeped it, you know what I'm saying? And so they wanted me to come do a podcast with that nigga who had streetgangs.com.
Oh,
Alex
he's a
Alonso.
dropout.
Alex Alonso, yeah, so they put him on the phone.
He's a dropout.
Yeah, Alex Alonso was on the phone too, and so they said, "Hey, well, can you guys say I don't even fuck with you, Alex? I don't even like you."
He tried to go there with Nipsey. Nipsey kicked him square off in his ass.
Yeah, I never sit on. He said, "Well, I don't think you know who I am." I said, "I know exactly who you are. I know what junior high school you went to, and I know who your best friends was, and all that. I don't fuck with you, dude.
What was your issues with Alex?
He's
he get people a lot arrested.
Alex ain't who he's posing to be. And I know
nobody knows his history.
Can you elaborate on it a little bit for us, Tia?
No, not exactly.
Hey, Tina, listen, sis. You at home right now. Do your dance. You at home.
Yeah, he ain't who he posed to be, and I don't fuck around like that. I come from way back, so yeah, no, I didn't get down with him, and so it was those guys, about 4 or 5 of them, and Kiko from East Coast was on.
Oh yeah.
And so we had a conversation, and so I got a text message while we were all on the phone together, and it said that Draws wanted to be on the phone, just us 3. And I said, no, I ain't gonna put him on the line right now. I ain't gonna get on the phone with that nigga. He didn't want to talk to me. So he didn't do it. So he clicked me, and it was about 5 or 6 of us on the phone, and he talking, and he's saying, yeah, well, his countersuit, what his countersuit is gonna be like, and well, we need to talk. I said, he wanna school me. I said, nigga, let me tell you something about school. You getting schooled. And I said, no, ain't no reason. What we gonna talk about? We ain't been talking. You know what I'm saying? We ain't, come on, my nigga, we ain't like that. I don't even fuck with you. So he's still on the phone, and I don't know what I said after that. After I just said, we ain't.
Who set that boy up, right, Tina?
Huh?
You know who set him up, right?
Said who?
Draws up. Suge set him up, right? Because Suge could have told him what he and who he was dealing with. Suge could have simply, in her connection with Suge's the godfather of one of her children, right? So if Suge would have just, you catch Suge on the right day or wrong day, he'll bullshit you no matter who you are. So you get on the phone and I could have been talking to him, and he gonna say, I'm gonna be like, man, don't sis got to, yeah, WACK, you know how she is. She mad at me right now, but she'll do it for you. But you better tell her I'm involved, because if she find out, she gonna cuss your ass out. You know how she is. So just tell her what it is. If I call her, she tripping, but you call her, right? If Suge would have just told them people, hey bro, send her a proposal, send her the layout of the business, and keep it where it's at. All that calling, because this is what they don't understand. She ain't even start calling yet.
Yeah, Big U ain't gonna do like that. He just ain't gonna do business like that, because first of all, he's the bully, and can't nobody tell him how the business is going to be conducted, because in his mind, he really believes like he's the leader of the Crips. And if that's the conversation that she wants to have, then it ain't nothing to talk about, because I'm going to move how I want to move. And I respect that.
I'm going to cut you off. He only do that to people who don't know the real, who he think don't know the real. He don't play that with the real people out here. He don't do that.
She know he's 600. She know she been around a long time.
Right.
Tia, can I ask you a question real quick?
Yes.
I watched your Cam Capone interview, right? And I noticed you say you and Suge had a relationship back in the day, and like your one of your children, that's the only father that they know, right? Where do you and Suge relationship stand at right now? Are y'all okay, or y'all not on good terms?
No, the relationship that we have is like my homeboy. He's my homeboy.
Okay.
I haven't spoken to him in quite some time now. I don't really deal with him as much as my son does.
Right.
I might, hey, how's he doing every 7 or 8 months if my son speaks to him, but I don't really too much deal with Suge. I really didn't deal with him a whole lot before. Mm-hmm. He's just somebody that I've known for a very long time. Before there was Death Row, he was with Dick Griffey and Al Heyman, and he used to promote concerts, and he used to put flyers on cars. And after the club one night, and that's where I met.
I'm about to get it. You asked her, she gonna give it to you. Go ahead, give it to her.
And that's when I met him. So yeah, it was no Death Row, not even at that time. And so he was an okay guy. He was nobody that was, my attraction. I was fast back in the day. I'm in the street. I got niggas with big sacks, and he wasn't that kind of guy. And I'm still hooked on what somebody looks like, or what somebody was driving, or that kind of thing. And he wasn't fitting that bill back in them 80s, but he was a kind guy, and like I said, sometimes I would come home and, because he came by my place before, and he'd be sitting on my stairs with flowers and stuff. I mean, like, why?
Yeah, you said he was kind of weird. He came off as a weirdo to you.
Like, why are you sitting on my porch right here? Like, first of all, you didn't even call. I used to be married to this dude that was in the game. He was a white dude, and he became a real heavy kingpin in the dope business back in the day. So, to pop up on my steps was like we didn't live in that era. Like, you don't come to my house, you got to call first. But he didn't. He would just come by, and then eventually it stopped. I got in a shootout out in Rialto around that time when Suge would be coming by my apartment, and kind of went on the run for a minute, and we kind of lost ways, and he went his way and I went my way, and until the case was over. But then by this time he became, he was Suge Knight, and he is Death Row and that kind of thing going on. But then even still after that, because it wasn't about the money or that kind of thing with me, and so like I say, he's a homeboy, and that's the type of relationship that we started with. That's the type of relationship that we have during the whole time now. I don't deal with him, so to speak. There's no love affair type thing. It wasn't that kind of thing with him. You know what I'm saying? He's good people, but I was kind of in my day, when my days of making kids and so forth.
So when he became Suge Knight of Death Row, y'all never hooked up after that?
Yes. Oh yeah. When you say hooked up, you mean like to recontact with each other?
Was y'all mingling? Was y'all together?
Well, no, we were never together. We were never a couple. See, let me tell you something. That's what I was getting ready to say. When in my day, sex is something. I mean, some women play with it and I don't. And that's how I am. And on that sex thing with him, I was, I ain't never seen nothing look like that in my life. So I was like, I don't play like that. So it was.
What you mean? Like how he looked physically? What was you talking about?
No. He's very attractive physically, but sexually, I birthed 2 sons, and I've never seen a man's part like I see what he has. I've never seen nothing like that before. So
No, I mean, what you're saying is that no one knows what you're talking about. Like, what are you talking about?
We don't want to know.
Yeah,
Cause
exactly.
No, but we don't even know what she's talking about.
They call him Pinky, dog.
No,
Oh,
fuck
so y'all
that
talking
shit.
about
Hey,
that.
it's not even.
Come on,
If you keep biting your motherfucking tongue, I ain't fucking with you. But you want some bullshit. Cause you don't never bite your motherfucking tongue. Man,
Yes,
no. This
so-
Wack talking to you. Every time your baby boy call you and he running the Wack, what he say? Wack take care of me, right? So people don't know what you talking about. Fuck you.
Yeah,
We
so
gonna
in
roll
that-
the dice. This
So
what
yeah, in that department,
what are you telling the people?
it was I never seen a man part like that before. It was kind of
What?
Well, what does that mean? Like,
it was kind of not there.
oh, I'm asking this question because really people from the outside.
I told y'all what they call him,
They
y'all.
could be
I
saying
told him what they
somebody
call
asked
him.
her what they talking about.
I
So I'm
never,
asking for the people.
yeah, it was kind of not, and I was kind of, and then when later on, that's the first time I looked, it's like saw physically, right, and then later that night, I was at home laying down and thought about it and vomit like 3 or 4 times as I couldn't believe.
So that's the only. So let me ask you this: is that the only reason you would say y'all probably didn't go that extra level?
Yeah, that could be very
relationship?
well good because niggas who missing it right there ain't got it elsewhere either. They put on that extra umph. You know what I'm saying? Because you lacking where you can't. Some shit money can't buy. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? And so those are one of those things that money can't buy. So when you lack in there, then you tend to put on in other places. You try to overcompensate for what you missing right here. And so that's not your real who you are. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he had this cool persona, but I ain't, you know, I know the nigga wasn't he wasn't really in the streets or he wasn't really none of that. And I was from the streets and I was fast. And those are just the kind of guys that I was attracted to. So when I met him before Death Row, he wasn't like that. And so once he became Suge Knight of Death Row, he kind of grew into who these people or who people really think that they know
Through this character.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because
Right.
he wasn't gang affiliated or he was none of that. And I knew that wasn't his true him.
Look,
So,
what did he tell you he was from when you first met him?
oh
When
no,
he was passing out flyers.
He didn't talk like that. You know, he didn't talk like that because I think he was just playing football with the Rams or something. He never talked gangs and shit like that because like I had a situation before and we talked and I even mentioned some dudes from Compton, MC8 and a couple of other niggas. It was in a situation that was going on back then. And he never mentioned them like he knew them or anything about being from Compton or that kind. Nothing. He never talked street back then. And that's what I think. I'm saying I really wasn't attracted to him. He was very boring.
We gotta blame Mob James.
I heard he was on a PCR now.
Oh, I have no idea.
Donovan PC. We gotta blame Mob James for that. Y'all say what y'all want about Mob James, right? Some things happen later on. But in the beginning, Mob James is the one that brought that aura of Bompton Paru to the death row situation and everything that came with him. I can't take that from him. Reg, would you agree?
And Sugar missed that. He was hanging out with Wes Crockett, this dude named Big Wes, and like she said, the football players with Daryl Henley and Ron Brown. Now that's what was his crew there, and then his cousin Ronald and Donald. And so
Big West, Big West was always with the shit.
Yeah, Big West. Oh yeah, that's what he was hanging out. Big West is the one that really took him under his wing. Wes Crockett, rest in peace, is who really showed him the way with Al Heyman.
That's crazy. So now you got a suit in for what is it? 50 million? Now how much is it?
51.
Yeah, it's 50 million, and that's for the Crip the infringement with Killer Mike and Big U and those other guys.
How much money did they make? Did they turn over financials yet?
No, we haven't done discovery yet. We will be going to discovery probably maybe around February 2025. We'll go into discovery if that's what they choose to do. But we did receive a call from one of the two of the defendant's attorneys wanted to talk settlement.
So the idea for that Crip soda came from Killer Mike. It's an Atlanta thing, basically.
No.
Where'd it come from?
The Crips were already trademarked when Killer Mike decided.
So we saying the idea for the Crip-A-Cola and the blood.
I don't really like the idea.
Killer Mike heard the story. Killer Mike heard that it had been trademarked, and he thought that would be was a good idea, the information that he heard about it. And so because he's that type of guy, now I ain't never met him in person, but you could tell, he's an Uncle Tom nigga.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he's that type of guy, he wanted to get on the platform and say, yeah, and the Crips, this would be a good idea. I'd already discussed that. Me and Mac had already talked about it. So it was niggas sitting around running their mouth, and that's how they got wind of the trademark, and he took it and ran with it, and that was coming back to haunt his ass.
It's amazing that he would jump in front of that, the gall of him, you know what I mean? And he's not even, he was representing positivity back in the day, So
Yeah.
he lost all credibility jumping in front of that shit. It's crazy.
Well, I don't know.
No, I don't think he lost no credibility for it. Killer Mike is Killer Mike regardless.
The way we looked at him.
The way some might look
trying
at
to
it.
represent, like, in his eyes, because Killer Mike ain't from no gang, I don't believe.
Did he tap in?
He's not.
I never heard
He never
of
been from no gang.
I think he was trying to represent, maybe some
He's trying to get some money.
No, it was all to capitalize off of it. That's all it was. That's what it was, period. And if I've been here in this culture, second generation, born and raised, and suffered the losses that I have, and I have the trademark, and I didn't attempt to capitalize off of it. It ain't no way in hell. Some nigga in Atlanta who ain't got no affiliation, only by way of acquaintance of maybe Brick Baby or Big U, and you think that's what you're supposed to do with it? It don't work like that.
I mean, that's crazy. How y'all feel 600 and Loose, like being Crips? How y'all feel about that soda?
Dude ain't from the motherland.
But here go the thing,
none of that.
This is what you gotta understand. I'm gonna slow you down a little bit, right?
Okay.
There's generations of this Crip and blood and this power room. We gotta throw the Hoover card in there too, right? So when you ask, watch this, Loose, Six, how y'all feel, right, as Crips, what you first gotta understand is she was Cripping before him.
Yeah, but I know how she feels about it.
That's a G right there. You get what I'm saying? So, in the back in them days, it was when the shit was being established and the sophistication of what it was and what the hustles was gonna be and who's enemies now and this. As a female, believe it or not, they see more than us because there's more niggas talking to them more than we talking to each other.
I agree.
Or when you ask Loose and Six as Crips, she's an OG Crip. Like it'd be different if
we grew up in the era.
That, you should ask me that.
Yeah.
Okay. How you feel that it's an OG Crip that's a female that got control of the? That's more of a.
No, I'm talking about the soda.
He wasn't asking that, Wack. I see why you said that now.
Because the soda it was water. It looked crazy. Yeah. You feel me? It was a watered down idea. I think it put the commercialized and I'm just asking like how y'all feel about that.
I don't think nothing's wrong with that. I just think the right people got to be doing it.
Right.
You didn't tap in with nobody?
Loose, when you were saying, when you were about to say something, the thing is, it doesn't matter if I came before you in this culture, or when you guys came along in the culture after me, 2 generations out, it doesn't matter. The thing is, and the narrative that I'm trying to run with is, I didn't trademark this culture to to live off of or to come up on or nothing like that. And I probably could have used the money at the time, but that wasn't my point. And the thinking and my idea of this came from, you know, Crippin and Bloods. This is supposed to have been a thing of protection, and you know, we want to keep the police off of us, the women and the men in our neighborhoods, and just this protective thing. Okay, well, when Tookie, you know, had the great idea, and Raymond of, you know, well, hey, you know, we're gonna be Crips, and that was from a very young point of view that they had. And so when I was an active gang member, I was following along with the idea and the indoctrination, what they had at a young age. And so you guys have to really see that Tookie, when he was executed, he wasn't executed with the same mindset that he had when he started this shit. He was a Pulitzer Prize nominee. His thinking had grown exponentially, so why wouldn't ours? And so my doing this and trademarking this is the mind of still following along the lines of Tookie's thoughts and beliefs, but his Pulitzer Prize mind. If he grew it like that and he was incarcerated, why would I not grow my thinking and try to push the culture forward with that type of thinking? So that's what happened. I just used the grown-up mind and ways and indoctrination of what Tookie started to push and believe from prison, and just displayed it here on the streets by trademarking the organizations. That's what I did. And that's what we have to do. We got to come out of that 16, 15, 13-year-old Tookie mindset and Raymond mindset and get into that Pulitzer Prize thinking of Tookie, because when he died, in the end, he was a great man. If you guys read his writings and stuff like that, and we're all capable, and it doesn't matter how old you are, we can all change and become great. And being a Crip or a Blood is not illegal. It's the activity that you involve yourself in that may be illegal.
Yeah, I seen on your Karen Capone interview, actually, a guy out of New York, his lawyer reached out to you, right? Yeah. And actually, he didn't use like your paperwork and stuff, but he used the fact that you copyright the Crips or whatever in his case, and his defendant won on that actual charge that they was trying to put on.
He used the fact that we incorporated, that it was a corporation. And so by it being a corporation and not just a gang, he used that in court in the defense of his client to show that Crippin is not just a gang, you know, there's another facet to it. Mm-hmm.
Right. But you know what? Something else you said on your interview I wanted to ask you about too. And I want to be honest with you, because when you explained after Nipsey passed away that you trademarked the Marathon Continues, I really didn't get your explanation for it. It sounded kind of predatory to me personally. So I kind of want to know, like, what was your reason for doing that? If you could explain.
Okay, so you've been engaged in a conversation with me now for almost an hour, right?
Right.
I'm a businesswoman at all times, and that's just how my thinking goes. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so, Nipsey, when he passed away, first of all, I contacted his little sister.
Okay.
As soon as I trademarked it through her DM, and but I'm thinking, they mourning the death of him. She probably won't call back or whatever the case is, right? That was my mindset there. But I heard plans being made for the Marathon Continues. The one thing that stuck in my head is I listened to some people talk about doing a Coachella type of thing and calling it the Marathon Continues. Mm-hmm. They were planning to put on
Big Useless.
They was planning to put on this thing every year, and they were just gonna run it under the Marathon brand. And I thought, well, damn, you niggas is something else. And I never opened my mouth and I never engaged in the conversation. And it was Crips and Bloods, but always in this thing is somebody that's pushing the line from behind, from somewhere. You know, you're getting an order from somewhere. And I thought, well, damn, you know, and I'm a shrewd motherfucker. I can be. But I said, these motherfuckers had outdone me pretty much. And I said, well, this is shit. So, you know, I'm not active in gangs and that kind of stuff. So I said, well, shit, I got to do something. But I felt like already just with the anger of losing Nipsey, I felt like, oh, I need to do something about it, you know? And so that was my mindset when I thought about this going on, and I'm hearing these plans that's going on, and I'm like, damn. So I said, you know what? I know what to do. I know what to do. They can go on and plan whatever they want to. I'm going to go online and I'm going to file the trademark for first I looked it up, and it hadn't been trademarked. Mm-hmm. And so I did an application for it. And once I did an application for it, I wasn't worried about whoever else was going to come along after that and put on, do whatever. It doesn't matter, because as long as I have the trademark tied up, then I could be able to hold it for his estate until whenever they come out of mourning or whatever the case may be. And I was shocked to see it because Nipsey always pushed ownership. And I was very surprised to find that of all things, they hadn't secured property, intellectual properties for the marathon continue. So when I saw it, I don't know if the people who were talking about these concerts or whatever, if they knew it, but so I went ahead and I did it, and I kept it for his family, for his kids. But like I said before, you know, Nipsey looked out for my son before.
Yeah, I seen that too. He did some of Nipsey's first camera footage, right?
He did Nipsey's first House of Blues on Sunset, his first performance there. You know, Nipsey didn't have a budget, so my oldest son came along with his camera and he shot him. And Nipsey said, you could use this content to build your portfolio. And I'll never forget that. I met him once or twice, but his youngest sister and my son were good friends. So I'm acquainted with them, you know what I mean? And then also the thing with Lauren London, you know, she went through that situation and lost him. You know, I experienced something like that too in my early age. So I wouldn't never come along to take from them at a time like that. So I was pretty much coming along protecting them at a time like that. And so when you guys saw all this stuff in the media, and you know, we're fighting them and we're going to court and that kind of thing, that's not true. And we even made a statement. I never came out publicly. Cam Capone was my first interview, actually. But I did make a statement that we'll never fight them in court. You know, we'll never, because that's not what this was about. See, people are really apt to run to the media to try to explain because they want the public's opinion and that kind of thing. You know, I'm not into the public's opinion. So what I was doing, you know, I was doing on the low. I wasn't trying to get no accolades for it or no pats on the back. So when you guys thought, oh my God, how could she go and take their stuff? That's cool. You know, they talked about Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? So I just went on and handled the business and did what I needed to do. And we did a strict vetting that when it was time for them to start dealing with the estate out of probate, to see that the marathon was going to who it was supposed to go to. So now when you guys hear stuff like the estate settled and the son gets this much and Lauren London gets this, you know, because we did that. And I saw Black Sam and we were talking and I said, I'm so sorry to have even put you through that to get to the point to see that it was for you guys all along. And he said that it was okay because I saved them a lot more than I had put them through by me even trademarking the marathon. But they have it. They have it, and it's theirs.
So you have full intention when you grab it to give it back.
But originally it was a play-doh that Big U wanted to do for itself, right? Him and Suge.
Yeah. Big U and Suge wanted it, and he, you know, it was the conversations with Suge. You know, well, you know, make sure. The most important thing is that is trademarked for clothes, and the next thing, it needs to be trademarked, you know. And I mean, these was conversations that he and I were having, and but I know what I'm doing, you know. I'm not going, it's just my integrity, you know. I'm not gonna get down on that boy like that for him. Should you, I mean, you know, I don't get down like that, no way. I ain't the type of broad that was in the street setting up niggas and shit like that, you know. I never respected a bitch like that. So
now watch this. I want you guys to all open your minds up. Big U tried the same ads shit really with drive me. You mad. The game. Big U tried the same thing with me. Hey, we gonna act like you got control. I sold you. You brought me out of my Nipsey contracts. You go sue the estate. I put them all up 53 days after Nipsey was dead. He wanted me to double back and sue the estate. But yet when he was here, him and Nipsey already had an understanding on what that was and what that wasn't. He didn't want to do it, like she said from the beginning. He's never going to do nothing himself. He always going to try to get somebody else to do it. In the same situation, they wanted her to trademark it, and then they had to put on these shows and did all these things and stood behind it like they didn't know what was going on. But it ain't us, it's her. We doing something with her. Whole time it's them that brought the play. That's how he played. Then he stand in front of the camera like he did in Christmas when he had the gifts hijacked by his own people and act like he's a good Samaritan. He don't know what's going on. So this is what he does. And he gets the popularity vote from the people. And I got to take some of the blame for that because me and a few others, we did that, positioning him in front of people and build relationships. But nevertheless, everything about dude is a snake. Because if she wanted it, she could have simply kept it. She didn't fight. You didn't give Black Sam a fight, did you?
Oh no. As a matter of fact, you know, they had the Cochran firm, and initially somebody tried to send a letter from an attorney saying that they wanted us to turn it over, and I went over the letter that came, and it just seemed a little suspicious to me. It didn't really seem like it would have been coming from a family, or it just didn't seem like it was coming from Nipsey's family to me. So initially, when this attorney supposedly had sent the letter, we said no, no, that's not what we're not going to do that. We don't even know who you guys are, really. And then finally, when we knew that this was actually Sam and the estate coming, they had the Cochran firm, and they contacted us, and like we did some vetting with them to make sure that it was through Nipsey's family and not some outsiders or any homeboys or other people. And that's how it was handled. And like I said, as a matter of fact, to me, they didn't even do it, you know, fast enough. I had to call them a couple of times and say, once I knew that it was actually Nipsey's family and estate on the other end of the law firm, I'm like, what's taking y'all so long? We want to sign this thing over to y'all, and I don't know if it was a play that, you know, they telling them, well, we whatever, and, you know, just running a pocket or whatever the case was. But yeah, it was a couple of times I had to call them and ask them, what's taking y'all so long so we could get this paperwork done to get this trademark to the estate.
Wow. Well, shout out to you. It sounds like you just wanted a reputable to be in control of these certain things before it get out of control. You handled it, so salute to you. You know, it sound about right. You know, a reputable should be in control.
But that's how I've been. You don't know me, but I'm that way, and that's why anywhere in this place that I want to go, I go. I don't go with a whole bunch of niggas and a whole bunch of bitches, and you know what I'm saying. And they've been to jail, and I ain't had no crimes. I don't get out like that. Is because I walk on integrity, and that's what I had, and that's what I believe in 1,000%. And you know, it ain't a nigga out here can tell you I crossed him or did nothing foul to him. You know what I'm saying? And always been a hustler's dream and a bitch's nightmare. You know.
Hey, WACK, how long was Nipsey out of buying his contract before he passed?
Well, here's the thing, right? Because when Big U came to my house to see me, right? Big U's not that intelligent. You just got people around him that understand certain things. I believe he had a 10-year contract on Nipsey. Nipsey died, 2019?
Yeah.
So he had from January 2009 to January, I guess, 2019.
Yeah.
So what Nipsey attempted to do, right, is wait until the 10 years was over.
They drop an album.
Dropped his album. He was just doing mixtapes, right? Yeah. So, but where Nipsey went wrong at, like if I would have really been on some fuck shit, I could have went at the estates, right? Because if I would have did what Big U wanted me to do behind their back, because although you dropped the album February or whatever 2019, a month after your contract was up, your budgets and contracts to that album was well within the time frame of the contract. You get what I'm saying?
Was the contract fulfilled?
What you mean?
As far as like albums and
no, well, see, Big U's a dummy. He didn't have this. He's stupid.
Basically, he wrote it on a piece of paper.
No. He had a real contract, but he's stupid as a motherfucker. He's dumb. Like, I swear to God, I'm thinking about it.
Dumb.
The dude had to publish it. All Big U had, because he don't understand the music business. He don't understand royalties. He don't understand none of that. All he had was a percentage of Nipsey's publishing. That's all he had. That's it. He just publishing side, nothing on the royalty side. So yeah, he could have got his percentage, which would have been a very small percentage. I think altogether they may have had
5%,
30% between him and Steve Lobel, right? So let's say it's 30%. Let me break this down to you, right? You're dealing with publishing, you got two sides of it. You got the producer side and you got the writer side, which is the artist. So let's just say there's a producer that's not Nipsey's and there's just him. So it's 100%, 50% go to the producer, 50% go to Nipsey, right? So when you look at that, right, he would have got 30% of the 50%.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So which is really like 15%. Mm-hmm. Right? And then him and Steve Lobel had to cut that up 7.5% apiece. Right? So let's just say the whole album was like that, which it wasn't. You got a feature, right? They get 25%, Nip get 25%, right? So now if you looking at it like that, now you're dealing with 7.5%, and then he got to split it with Steve Lobel, which is 3.75%. Big U is, I swear, he is low up here when it comes to business. So when he's like, yeah, I got to publish it. Nigga, how you sign an artist and you get none of the royalty side?
And he didn't do nothing on the admin side.
You don't get none of that because he don't know. He doesn't know. So at the worst come to worst, he might have had, I mean, let's just say Nipsey didn't have no, let's say he got 15 songs at 7.5%. I mean, that's all he would have had. It wasn't nothing major at all. The album only did when, before he passed, 50,000 first week, yeah. Right? So it wasn't a lot there anyway, because he doesn't understand it at all. He doesn't understand music.
That'll make no sense.
Hey, WACK, if you're doing 50,000 albums the first week times 1099, that's some good bread, ain't it?
No, it's not.
Bro,
I'm gonna tell you why.
You got wholesale costs.
Let's just say 50,000. I'm gonna give you your 1099. You talking about 549,000, 549.5, right? But let's say the budget is 1.5.
We're not even recouping.
Nigga, you still $1 million in the hole. And the next week you gonna do half or less than, you might do 30%. So that tells me, without his demise, at the time of his demise, a year later, he still wasn't all the way recouped. He's all the way recouped now because of it's shit just skyrocketed. But
WACK, we shouldn't even let that get out there.
Probably about a good year, 18 months to just recoup, and then on the recoupment, now the splits happen. But once again, Big U had nothing to do with that because the dummy signed a publishing contract.
So he getting one check and that's it.
He signed a public, so he gotta wait. So if Nipsey would have went over there and did a pub deal, right? Now this way he would have could have made some money. Let's say Nipsey shit would have skyrocketed. He do a pub deal for $5 million, right? Now he can step in and say, all right, I get 30%, which is $950,000. And even then, he would have to split it with Steve Lobel. After $5 million, he'd have walked away with $475,000. If Nipsey's publishing would have been worth that. If it would have been worth that, right? So the dummy called himself signing an artist without signing the artist. You just got something, you signed to his publishing side of it. Now, all Nipsey had to do, respectfully, is this. Hey, Laura, I want you to control my publishing. And when he went and registered all the songs, instead of putting Nip Hussle, 50%, Laura London, 50%. All the pub would have went to her, wouldn't have been a damn thing he could do about it, but because he's slow up here and don't understand the business, he restricted himself.
So on the admin side, he did everything himself.
Exactly. He listened to, it looked to me like he listened to Steve Lobel, which they later fell out because, he started fucking Steve Lobel girl. What's the girl name? He started hitting loose. You started hitting Steve Lobel girl behind his back.
Stacy's sister.
There you go. Right. That you definitely started doing that, right? They fell out. That's why. When the last time you seen Steve Lobel 600 and Big U?
It was years. It was really after that the cinematic deal or whatever that took place, they fell out because he realized that Nipsey got over on both of them, and that's why it's like it didn't matter no more. Nipsey, he was his own boss, and they tried to put him in a box. Nipsey wasn't going for it.
So Miss Tia, if that Crip soda idea came from LA, you feel like you would be more behind it? It wasn't an Atlanta thing. These guys, you feel me? What the hell? Why they got the gall to do that? If it was an LA idea, you feel like you'd be more backing it or what?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But the thing is to you see something like that coming, you just gotta stop that in its tracks. You can't let them. Whether it was because it wasn't just soda that he had a whole line of Crip clothes and he had everything.
Why he go with the Crip side? What made him do that?
He did blood.
He had Cripple Cola and Blood Pop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you have to understand. She did the smart thing where a lot of niggas that's cripping and blooding and stuff like that, they didn't realize it could be a business. And she turned it into a business, a corporation, and she want to benefit from it. So if she's the first person that thought about that, she should be rewarded. And that's just plain and simple.
Well, you know what? We have in this culture, honestly, we have as much equity as McDonald's and Coca-Cola in cripping and blooding in our gang culture. I'm sorry. It's just what it is. So we have to kind of take advantage of that. Why don't we have our own video games? Why don't we have our own tequila? Why don't we have our own strand of weed? Why? What are we doing? What are we doing? Why don't we have our own video games? What are we doing?
You got the corporation. Why y'all break it up?
Different minds, too many different people.
Because it's not me. I'm not the only Crip that there is. This is
it's a board. That make it even more possible for it to happen.
We have to come
board
together
y'all. Why y'all don't do it
as a collective? Because it's not enough to me. It's not enough people that's in the board to substantiate a collective. You know what I mean? You can still kind of say that's a you thing or a my or it's not enough.
Why don't y'all get together and do some crowdfunding?
Look, this is where I gotta disagree with you at, right? We're never gonna get away from the you or my thing, right? Because let's just be real. It's owned, it's trademarked by you and whoever your table is. And I'm gonna be real, I'm totally against the table. I think it should be 5 business-minded people who come from the history of that, and those people that could commercialize it and put these things where they need to be.
So why aren't you on the board?
Trying to do an overall thing is never gonna work because people ain't gonna even understand what it is that needs to be done. So it just needs to be, you know, a solid 5.
I like that. I like that one.
Along with the business partners we using that can open up doors or bring the brand deals that we need. And then the solid 5 can't, you know, we can vote on what we want to do and what we don't want to do. I feel like that's what it needs to be, because not doing nothing with it is not helping it. You know what I'm saying?
You and I had a conversation about the initial thing to move it forward, because it has to be something that's going substantiate a greater enough economic to support the culture, though. You know what I'm saying? We can't just like, okay, that the Coca-Cola or the soda, for instance. I mean, how much of the culture is that going to sustain? Not a lot. So that's why I think that we need to move into the area of television, entertainment, that kind of thing. We need our own shows. We need cooking with
I don't think the soda was a good move anyway, because that shit damages all people.
We trying to move to some water, and here they come with the goddamn soda.
And it's hard to get
there
shelf
we
space
go.
on
You know
the
what I'm
business
saying?
side.
Where's the alkaline water at?
Yeah,
hard to get
because
shelf
guess what?
space.
If they could have had a way,
it wasn't thought out. It was just a right now. Let's go. Let's get on trigger warning, and let's show that we need to create things. And there was the same exact conversation that I had with my son.
If there could have been a way, and it probably is, to where it was a blue water, high alkaline, or red water, and then you want to put the label on that, right?
More classic.
Make a little more sense. It's a little more healthier for us, right?
Exactly.
Because what this Crip and Blood thing and this Power Root thing has turned into became unhealthy for it. It started one way to protect, and then it went another way, which was influencing to protect your community, but the threat was no longer them, it was us, right? So we got to find a way to take this and bring it back to the middle, right?
We have the power. We can do it.
That's like the white man, you know, I'm sorry to say it, but you want to put the poison in the streets.
Right?
Yeah, Luce.
So was Puka Butts the president of Crip and Bloods?
Who?
Puka Butts.
Puka Butts.
Are you talking about Loose? Hell, I don't believe she did no shit.
No, I think you're talking about Brick Baby.
You did that?
Butts.
No, I know.
Brick the president?
Hold on.
Nigga, what?
No, listen, that's
Brick don't know shit about no business.
Let me tell you how I know him.
Though.
Listen,
Hold on, I want to hear this shit.
I know his mother. I know him from his mother. So he's definitely he's a baby. I don't know. I've had a couple conversations with Brick Baby, but he and my son were more or less along the same generation and had conversations about it. And Brick just kind of, had the paperwork, and they had a conversation about it, and, was introducing the lawsuit that was coming. And he went on no jumper and just started doing away with it.
He said he owned Crip LLC. He said that.
Look, he was playing double agent with you, right?
No, you can't play double agent when I'm aware of it.
No.
So he did own a part of Crip LLC.
What he was doing is
didn't
like,
own nothing.
He don't own nothing. What he was doing is like
he's getting information for Big U is what's going on.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, he said he talked to him last week in a No Jumper interview. He still talked to him.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, they're gonna.
But he's not gonna stop talking to him because Big U was threatening him to expose him with incriminating tape.
I've heard about.
Well, they can expose each other then.
I've heard about this. I heard about caught him doing something on the tape. I heard about that.
Word, for real?
And he uses it on Brick to make Brick do things he want him to do.
What kind of things we talking about, Mama?
I mean, we ain't gonna talk about it because
I'm not sure, but it to me it does have some type of bearing on how Brick moves, and even his content and things that he will report on and things that he won't speak about. And I heard that. I don't know if that is so, but I did hear that about the video. I don't know what it is or what's on there or nothing like that. You know, even when that baby caught that case at his place, you know, because I heard you guys speak about it one time about the case with him and the feds and this. You know, when they busted him, it was a drone that busted that got Brick Baby. It was a drone that came into his house.
The feds got him, right? T, it was the feds that got him, right?
With the AK? No, not with the drone. When the drone came, it was just the police, but that's how they initially got him, was with a drone. And then he went to jail and he had to bail out. And I believe I don't know if he was in 77th or if the sheriffs had him. Because like I said, I'm not in his generation, but his mother and, you know, we're equal. So in that area, somebody called me and said to me that happened. That he had gotten
arrested. Both agencies there on him, but the crazy part about it is when they got him in there, the Big U conversation came up. And that's when he was able to tell 600 what he told 600, like, they finna come get him. And they came and got him about 45 days later. But, that it's gonna all eventually come out. We do understand that the perception of some may be one thing, but those of us that know the reality of it is another. You know what I mean? So, hell no, I don't know why Brick said he was a president. That was crazy.
And you know, Brick be saying anything, man. Brick just be talking, man.
Yeah,
y'all know how Brick be doing.
But before No Jumper and before the little internet clout he got, you know, he might have been looked at as somebody who was, you know, who could do that or whatever. But
hell no.
Looked at as that.
You know what?
No.
I doubt it.
No, you know what? Actually, Raymond Washington Jr. was at one time. He was on the board, and then something transpired. I don't know the details of it, but something transpired had to do with Big U and some movie. And
he was trying to do a movie. The niggas on the east side.
And some other girl, right? Something, and so they got together and thought, you know what, we better rethink this. Just because he's the heir to Raymond Washington, you know, doesn't make it a good idea for him to have been the president of the LLC. But yeah.
Sometimes the apple fall away from the tree.
They found out he was having conversations with Big U on doing the story, and the niggas on the east side wasn't going for it because it's like one thing he does. He pushes the Slauson Crenshaw area. That's it. He don't. When it come down to it, that's what he pushes.
And then he put Kenya in front of his doings to make it seem like it was her production or something to that nature. That it was politics.
Yeah, so they wasn't going for that over there, and you got to go over there and shoot, and that just wasn't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they got to find somebody that's a little more orientated with all to make that happen, or just allow somebody to sit down and do the story, because let's be real, they don't need them to do the story. If them white folks want to come do their research, he's a historical figure, and do the story, then they can do it.
Wack, go ahead and jump on that board, man, and get them folks some funding over there, man.
I like the water situation. That's something I know we can do right now. I also like the because she touched on it.
Noodle?
I like the children's book situation, right? To really put a light, piggybacking from Tukey, on really what that was supposed to be for, right? And then kind of shed a light on where it went and why it wasn't a good place to go. And the reason for this book is trying to get it back to what it's supposed to be, right? I like that, and she has TV ideas, so she spoke to us about it, me and Luce about it, and she'll definitely have our support. But getting the business done is easy. It's just about sitting back and seeing what business we want to initiate first.
Right.
Hey, who makes the hoodies? Banging hoodies. Who make them? What?
Oh, we own that. That's us.
Yeah, that's a part of it right there.
Yeah, we own that.
For sure.
I think she said a good idea too, though, bro. The video games would be crazy.
Yeah, keep banging.
Right now it is. This will be crazy.
Video games for sure.
Doesn't have to mean
billions.
Like gang banging. It could be, listen, bro. Hey, man, I just graduated second year of college. Keep banging, go.
Straight up.
Get the MBA. I just got my trucker's license. I'm on the road with my trainer. Keep banging, man. Get on out there, get on your own. Right, keep banging.
Right, see, and that comes from our culture. That stuff initiated from our culture, and then everybody started to use it. Then it becomes mainstream. Then you hear it on all the mainstream networks, and everybody's look at crip walk. Everybody's crip walking. Doctors, lawyers, Asians. Come on now, but we also own that too, you guys. I did the copyright for crip walk, so we own that dance too.
So, what's the most lucrative trademark you got, Miss Tia, if you don't mind?
It could be the one for the culture, for the Crips and the Bloods.
Okay.
That could be the most valued one. Could be that one.
Hey, Ghost, I was thinking like we should, if we do like Robux, you know how they build in the rails?
Yeah, like Roblox. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they got what, GTA. That'd be another thing where it's a whole different lane too, where Crips and Bloods, that whole little world and stuff, it would go crazy.
That'll go super crazy.
That'll be hard.
And y'all can actually do it because she got the copyright. You could actually name the game Crips versus Bloods. You know what I'm saying? Like
exactly.
You really could.
Yeah.
You could do a lot with that. Mm-hmm.
We could do the GTA version. I'm gonna hit my people over there.
Exactly.
On that tech side, y'all can make billions of dollars off that, bro.
Yes.
I heard you say you do a lot of trademarking. I was going to ask you, will you mind explaining to us how to do some trademarking? Just for some of the people, just briefly. I know it's a long process.
Trademarking is very simple. It is maybe about it's not any more than $300 per trademark or per use. Just go on USPTO website and get the application. And the thing with it is, why it seems so complicated, it's just a lot of little tiny words. Take your time. Don't be in a rush. Just know that you're going to dedicate this time, maybe an hour or two, if you're not familiar with it, to doing your application. Just sit there and everything is prompted. It tells you everything to do with the next step, just like any other app you're on. And you just go on and, it's going to ask you, are you using it now? Do you plan to use it? Because you don't have to use the product or whatever it is that you're doing or the mark now. You can trademark it now for the future. So you have a couple of options, and then you just have to send in what it is that you've been using it for and pay your fee. And it takes, it depends on. A simple trademark you can have in and out and stamped in about 9 months. Now that's really pushing it. That's really just clear cut. There's nobody, contesting it or anything like that. And to incorporate, copyright is very simple. Copyright takes like maybe 5 minutes to do, and you just go online and get that done.
I got a trademark attorney. He get my shit done quick. I don't know what he do.
Yeah, that's
trademark attorney.
Intellectual property attorneys are expensive, but being that I'm studying for the bar now, I'm studying for the bar now. My record is expunged, and I'm studying, and I'll be taking the bar next year. I actually do all of our legal stuff. I do all of our legal stuff. I'm the one who brought the lawsuit against them right now. So,
Oh, got you.
yeah. So if you guys need that sideline, holla.
So wait, wasn't the Crip Walk used in Fortnite or no?
No.
I feel like, oh, okay. My son be playing that all the time. I could have swore I seen him Crip walking on that motherfucker.
I think
Maybe
I ain't
I'm
gonna
wrong.
lie. I think Snoop might have. I'm gonna keep it one.
Well, Snoop came in. Snoop walk.
Fortnite ever make you an offer?
He's trying. Look at Snoop. I think he's doing really well too. He's going. He's doing very good these days.
Yeah. So you said next court date's in February.
Yeah, we'll probably get to discovery around February if we don't settle between now and then. And I have no idea of what kind of settlements they're talking about, because if we're asking for 50 million, what are you proposing? What are you going in at? You know what I mean? So I don't know, but if not, then I could see discovery around February. And discovery is going to be real tricky, because then we're going to subpoena their text messages from their phones. We're going to subpoena contracts with Netflix. We're going to subpoena bank accounts to see if, in fact, and how much monies were transferred to Big U for permission to use the trademark. And text messages amongst themselves when they realized or even thought, hey, let's do this. So that's part of discovery. I don't think that they want to go that far.
They did bad business. It's a price to pay for that. It's a price to pay.
Is the trademark international or domestic?
I'm sorry?
Is the trademark international or domestic, homie?
It's domestic.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the parent company over that Cripicola, or was it independent?
Independent. Yeah, it's not personal. This is all business, and it's not personal, with Big U. This is all business, I think I'm probably too far advanced in my life, and
he ain't the brightest color
to have personal situations, with people. And so at this point, everything from here on out is always business.
Mm-hmm. And real quick, Crip Walking is in Fortnite right now. I ain't gonna lie.
Some form of, I could have swore I seen it.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna look into that.
How old or new is that?
Oh, I gotta ask the youngin.
Yeah, because it could like, I know Fortnite, but it could have been pre copyright.
For sure.
That could be the case.
For sure.
What year is the copyright on the dance?
The year of the copyright on the dance, I'm just gonna guess. I'm gonna guess 2018.
Nah, we seen it recently.
Sure. Yeah, it like just came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
you might want to look into that.
Go handle your candle. Go handle your candle.
Wow.
Handle your candle.
Shout out the exposers. Go get your money.
Wow.
For sure.
Yeah, see, I knew that up until that point where I never heard that it was because my oldest son, the one who's the videographer, keeps me pretty much up on the culture and that kind of thing. And at that time, it had not been used in anything that he told me about.
Yeah.
So okay, that's good to know. That's a good thing.
Definitely. All y'all down in the chat, we see y'all rocking and rolling. Y'all got some questions, shoot them in the chat. Yeah. Thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. I know y'all been looking at the Honey Show IG. We have the Exposure Presents You've Been Exposed. You've Been Exposed is a whole thing set up for underground artists. We're starting off with 30 contestants, which will be on the Honey side of Clubhouse. Go to my IG, get the instructions, send in your music, $40 cash app for your submission. One person will win the overall pot on that. 15 people will advance to the You've Been Exposed reality show. 10 episodes that we shooting in Las Vegas.
Wow.
The winner of the reality show will walk away with $50,000 in EP deal. We got a single. We guarantee a remix of that, which has been confirmed by Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez said he will remix the song. We'll shoot 2 videos, a marketing run. We'll get you interviews on the large platforms, academics, Vlad, No Jumpers, things like that. And whatever region you from, we will set up a regional radio run from you. Now, we are not eliminating anybody, so everybody's gonna be there all the way through. It's 10 different episodes. It's a lot of different tasks, a lot of different things that you're gonna be asked to do, but it's something you win after every task is voted on, right? So you may not win the overall, but you may win 3-4 things. It's a lot going on. Sessions with big time producers. We got one where it's a jury giveaway. You walk away with a roll of your piece. We got one where it's phone calls. We got one where it's phone calls with major execs. It's a bunch of different giveaways that's going on. We shooting in Las Vegas. I think everybody be a little more comfortable than that. Benny Boone sending one of his film crews to assist me with that. And we doing it in a prison style setting. Your prison will be soundproof, set up like a studio, but nevertheless, it will be some bars in front of you, right? And we got a couple cats that people know that's gonna be your, guards. And we have 5 producers that might be your counselors. It's on you to finesse them out of the things you need, you know what I mean? So you can, be ready to win that next battle. So it's going down. I don't know how many people we got submitted, but I figure by the end of the week, we'll be running that music battle probably next week on the 100 Side of Clubhouse. So once again, the exposers are bringing You've Been Exposed, and we're giving underground artists a chance to experience some artist development, win some money, win some prizes, and win a situation. So subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and that will be held on our YouTube channel. It'll be a subscription-based, paid subscription-based, held right here on our YouTube channel. Let's keep the combo going.
Man, that's beautiful. But Miss Tia, is that the biggest fight you had as far as this trademark world with the Crip Pop or whatever? Is that the biggest fight?
Yes. Thus far, that's it.
Wow. And they from Atlanta. That's a trip.
Yeah, they're from Atlanta. And he has this thing where he is claiming to be some civil rights and that kind of thing. I'm not very familiar with his music at all, but you can't push that narrative and then expect that this isn't the days of Martin Luther King, when you're going to send us into the burning building and then we're going to realize it 5 decades later. We are a little bit more apt than that these days. So he's got to watch that. You can't have he comes from a police background. His family, his father and all those people are retired police. And
who's that? Killer Mike?
Yeah, he comes from a police background. His family are cops, and so it's another one of those. He's the little country boy, and he has an infatuation
with the gangsters,
with the gang culture. You know what I'm saying?
Because, and not only that, he schemed my aunt out of some money flipping in Jay. My aunt seen him on a little preview or whatever commercial they did. This dude flipping in Jay who was robbing people in Jersey, just robbed. He got caught up. He's facing real time. But my aunt seen him appear with this dude, and she went and signed up with Flippin' and Jay, and she got done 30 racks.
You blame? Let me get this right.
What?
You blaming Killer Mike because your aunt was slow?
No, she told me, yeah, she's slow, I guess.
Bro,
don't blame Killer Mike because your aunt was slow.
WACK. No, Killer Mike had a.
She seen a dude with Killer Mike. Killer Mike didn't tell your aunt to go do that.
No, not at all. But when she seen him, because he represented something, I don't know. I just feel like
30 bands.
You could trust. You feel that you could trust him. You feel you could. Yeah. He's looking out for our people when in fact he's not, because you coming and dealing with you, and he pushing the line on violence on this end, and you are a whole part of that. You know, he's been here a couple of times in LA, Killer Mike, you know, meeting with some guys in the street, and you know, they call me and put me on the speakerphone and listen to his whole get it. You know, he's a clown. You know, he's a clown. He tries to get his way into the culture, you know.
He pushing violence to get paid for it.
Wait, no,
right?
yeah, but do you think it's more of him being a clown, or is more of the people that's giving him attention, or the clowns?
They're giving him a platform.
We
They know better. Big U and them gotta know he come from a police
That's what I'm
background.
talking about.
They gotta know he's a country dude that really don't come from the streets. So why they got him even dead center of that like that?
Well,
why would Big U care? Big U the police, ain't he?
Big U deal with grid. What do you?
We know that Big U is the police. You right. You right about that.
You forgot. I'm tripping. What's going on, man?
Yeah, you know, that's of all things, you know, and I'm really about the embetterment of the culture, but I've never even, I tried to be a part of gang intervention programs, but the first one I was involved in before Mayor I Can was with Bo Taylor. Bo, rest in peace. And we'd have meetings, and they seemed to go pretty well. And then Sidney Poitier was involved in that one a little bit. We couldn't really get too far, but he asked me to join them in Africa on a crusade to help our people. But I'm like, yo, Mr. Poitier, I'm here trying to help our people, you know, come about this addiction of gang culture and whatnots. And so Bo Taylor dissolved his organization that he had. And so I'm still looking for an organization that I could be a part of to help the kids deter this environment. And
you might have to make one.
They were all,
we already got it. It's the exposers. That's the environment.
The police were at every single gang intervention meeting that I had gone to. It's like when a person is like a devout Christian or a holy roly, and you're looking for different churches, you're trying to find some place to belong. That's how it was about being a gang intervention. Police involvement was not in line.
They're sitting there gathering information.
Well, let me tell you something. In every one that I went to, because the Hoovers got one over there. They had one over there on Manchester, Big Twin, and them had a program over there. And it was just as many police in that intervention meeting as it was in prior ones that I had gone to. So at that point, I just kind of had to leave that part alone. You know, they get the checks from the mayor. But when I learned about the phones, you know, and I know some people who I thought were really those.
All right, come on, Tia.
And
you know some people with Blackberries?
Yeah, listen. Okay. And they weren't all Blackberries though. They not all Blackberries, but a certain person and I were really close, and we had been this way since the early 80s, late 79, 8. So we were kind of like kids together. And said to me, I need to come on and be a part of that program, because, you know, if you get pulled over on the street, all you got to do is show, I think they have some type of a badge or a credential, a card or something that shows that they were gang interventionists and stuff like that. And
community leaders.
If you riding with a pistol in the car, you just put it in a bag and tell them you was on your way to drop it off at the police station as evidence. And then I learned about this phone, and I started watching and I said, why do you have that phone? They're given out by the mayor, and that's who gets these contracts. And I said, so what do you do with the and he never wanted to talk about it. So I started paying attention, being around him periodically, and I saw what he was doing with that phone. Mm-hmm.
You see,
that ain't it.
Holy shit. Enlighten us.
What was he doing with the phone?
The YNs on the street need to know what he was doing with that phone.
Let me tell you this. I only had one phone number of his, not the other phone number. But if we were together, it happened one time we were together, and he walked away. He didn't take the phone that I had the phone number to. He took the other phone and walked away from the car and was talking on the other phone. And I want to say maybe about 20 minutes later, wherever we were, and some people were upstairs in a commercial place, police came and no time flat. And
How long you think?
It might have been about 20 minutes.
Okay.
And I said, what is he doing with their phone? What is
it sound like the Hood Day thing, right?
I done heard later. That's what it sounds just like that. I heard this one before.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I know about that other phone. That thing with that other phone is you have to do that in order to get funding. You have
That's the word on the street. That's what I heard. Yeah.
And there's an appointed person for that neighborhood. So I would believe that in your area, that it's him who is the guy in charge over there. But they have him in every neighborhood. If you on their program,
yeah, I got it all on my page. Every detail. I'm aware.
How you guys doing? How are you, ma'am? That's not just in LA. That's police intervention programs across the country. If you're a part of any board, I don't care whether you selected it or I don't care if you started yourself. Your police intervention board, community intervention board, is going to be infiltrated by the police. Period. Simple as that. And if you have, it's not
infiltrated just or get paid by it. That's a difference, though.
Oh, if you're infiltrated by the police,
you're not being infiltrated because they joined forces with them.
Precisely. But even if you do try to start one that is exclusive, or you don't want to allow police in, somebody's going to be attached to it somehow, some way. Somebody's going to be paid to become a paid informer, even if you try to start one.
It's true, because even with American, when they first got funding, and that's how I got away from them, they said, oh, come on, we can go out of town now. We're going to get checks. And I said, checks for what? What are you getting checks for? I didn't get a check to encourage the bad behavior. So I don't need a check And that's where I got away from American when they started getting funding, and it did come from the mayor's office from the county.
Yeah. Because of the nature of what the intervention program is supposed to do, it's hard for somebody to criticize it without being looked at as somebody who doesn't want to see the community make a change for the better. But a lot of times these intervention programs across the board, across the country, I'm from Detroit. My name is Dogface, by the way. How everybody doing? It happens in Detroit. It happens in Tampa. It happens in Memphis. It happens.
Yeah, but Dogface, we both know these dudes are straddling the tracks. What they
doing? Yeah, they giving it to the wrong people. That ain't what this is about.
Big U, like a guy like Big U would do, he'll utilize it for that, utilize for the money. But then if he got a problem with that dude, and that dude, then and to make his quota, then he'll turn them niggas in, or like Lucini, distribute pistols to them dudes, write down the serial numbers, so the serial numbers go back to the ballistics, right? So when shit is happening, okay, that last person that had that one is that person, that person, that person. And then on the paperwork, it says community leader. It never give you a name. Resources, information came from community leaders. So it's one thing to have somebody that's trying to do something with the community. It's another thing to call yourself banging and
that's
the leader of something, and then you meeting with the police, but then you utilizing the police, right, to do your dirty work because you scared to handle your business in the street.
It's a Killer Mike situation all over again. You playing
Killer Mike can get away with it because he ain't a street nigga. We expect that from him.
That's worse.
Well, listen, hey, WACK, Killer Mike in his music has told us for over 20 years he's a street nigga.
No,
that's true.
No,
I'm just saying, like, so I feel with the young,
what do you mean he told us he's a street nigga?
No, I'm just saying in his music he represents gangster rap.
Nah, I wouldn't say that.
But his message is trying to save the children and everything. So I hear what y'all saying. I feel like with Big U, y'all saying that he's serving two masters. He wants to continue to keep his stain as a gang member, but at the same time work with the police.
I never can see.
He's giving them people information.
Listen, when you doing something and then you turning in people as you doing the same thing, say I go hit a lick, right? And he know we split the money up or whatever. I have to worry about him turning me in because he haven't met his quota yet. That's how Big U works.
Yeah, that's
No, you can't be doing crime and be still busting moves. I mean, trying to work with the police. You can't do that.
Crazy.
So don't face that's
like
the difference.
Yeah, I feel like
that's called nasty work. That's called the nastiest work.
Yeah, because I'm all for change and positivity, but that's not it.
Right. Yeah. I feel like if you take that stance to help the community and you get a budget from law enforcement, you gotta drop your flag. You gotta just be a good citizen. You gotta be a good citizen. Just do right. You can't
play both sides
on anything in the streets. Once you take that check from law enforcement, your street cred is done.
But the problem with that is,
especially if it's a million,
the police know, like, oh, do they really respect him? And is he going to be able to provide information now? Once you drop that flag, you bad in the streets. That's a problem for the police.
Yeah, you're not beneficial.
But I'm gonna ask y'all another question because we got some real guys that rep they said on this panel, right? Does it come an age where it's okay to leave the gang, or do I expect WACK to be Pyru at 88 years old?
You hear WACK say he don't gang bang.
You know what? Listen. This is why I tell a lot of y'all cats from abroad to like all politics trying to figure out the difference. I'm gonna be a Pyru to the day I die. I'm not a gangbanger though, right? I haven't been a gangbanger in 25 years, 24.
Right.
I haven't woke up, hate the dude because of where he from or his color he got on or care about how they talk in a very long time, right? Now, when you come from something, that means you experienced some things, been through some things, and did some things. So until I straight up pick up and move to Italy, I have to be conscientious of the things I did while I was gangbanging as a Pyru. So when I tell you I'm always be a Pyru, that means I'm always stay on my toes because I know that the next person may not accept the fact that I've changed, right? Because what I did to them or their loved ones or whatever they feel I'm behind, they still want revenge for that. So, that's the situation I put myself in. Now, as long as I'm walking this land, but you won't catch me. Yeah, we finna go get them because they Crips. Or I don't fuck with him because he's a Crip. You're not gonna catch me. She got more years in it than me. She'll tell you she's not a gangbanger, but her background and her affiliation come from Crip. Right?
I compare it to being once you have sex, that you're no longer a virgin. You can practice abstinence for the rest of your life. You're never gonna be a virgin. That's what it is. So you've already.
I can't front though. I can't front. Some of these people, shout out to R&B, and they had kids and all kind of shit, but I don't know how they got that virgin snapback. I don't know what's going on. God damn it. I've been born again, God damn it, Roddy. But that's what it is. So
that's the difference, Kilogram.
And guess what, Kilo? This is another thing. Even if he dropped his flag, now the streets, are they gonna accept you roaming their blocks, nigga, looking for information? They supposed to get you up out of there.
But I think that this is me prior to all the issues that you guys had with this gentleman, right? But I think had he flew straight, dropped this flag, and tried to help the community, I still think that maybe that respect in the hood would have still been there because he was an OG at one point in time.
Yeah, but not the check. The check is what he's respecting. You get what I'm saying? It's not what he's doing to try to save our generation or our community. He's buying by the check that they providing for him to take care of his family. That's it. Okay. Nothing more, nothing less.
No, and I agree. I'm saying the part where you're saying he's getting the check to take care of his family, but then he's going in the streets, trying to sell guns and do other shit allegedly, right?
That's doing where he's crossing the line at. No, but he's doing what they tell him to do.
Yeah, that's nasty work. Because if you're really helping the community, you're trying to save lives, not put people in jail.
No, that's not. He's helping the community by putting people in jail. When the police want to stop a crime in a certain community, they lock a lot of people up. You get what I'm saying?
But Luke, that ain't helping the community.
That's not helping the community.
That's breaking up families and kids with growing up, seeing them examples of their dad in jail forever. Like he's saying, this could be a better way than locking niggas up. You feel me?
Okay, what is the biggest business?
Prison.
from way
Prison.
back, but it was slavery, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So this is just modern day slavery.
that's a fact.
I agree. But I'm just saying it's nasty work all across the board. If these are the things that he's doing, my thing is you can't serve two masters. You just can't.
It ain't no
streets. You either gonna be in the streets or you on the sidewalk. You can't do both. You know what I'm saying? So but this is my problem, right? And we got the same thing going on in New Jersey. There are 50-year-old, 60-year-old gang members still on the corners in my neighborhood, and they still out there, doing the handshake and saying
You can't judge them, no?
all that other shit. Listen, let me make my point. When is it okay for a guy to leave the streets as an elderly man and not be held accountable?
Here go the problem with you, bro. I think you lying because you from New Jersey. Y'all ain't been banging that long.
Yeah, bro. I don't know what you talking about.
That's why they got 50 and 60
We've been banging.
They just started banging.
We've been banging for it's been over 20 years.
They've been
Over 20
That's
years.
not a lie.
That's why they still on the corner.
I've been for 35, nigga.
Bro,
Right. Hey, Wack, when you and Luce come to Jersey, I'm gonna take y'all.
There's some bangers in Jersey.
I done been out there.
Take y'all to the block and y'all gonna see some
I've been to Jersey. I've been
bang
out
bang
there.
straight cornrows.
What we telling you is this, right? We got homies, 60s, 70s, at the park right now doing burpees that'll beat your ass right now.
On the set.
I'm putting that fire on them though.
No, but see, look, this what you don't realize. These niggas is authentic boogeyman, so you don't want to talk fire talk, right? Real boogeyman, right? So when y'all be doing this shit, and this is why I tell niggas, once they leave the West out, because niggas be lying, now y'all want to become us. Ain't no way where it come from, your era of age of bangers is that same age of where it come from. There's no way, bro.
No, they're on the corner. That's why
listen.
they're on the corner because they started so late. They jumped off the porch just 20 years
that
ago.
might be the truth.
So they would be.
Niggas start gang banging at 40?
Yeah.
No, that's not what I said, Wack.
Y'all said
what he's saying is what he's saying is at what age does it become inappropriate for a senior citizen still as if he was 19, 20 years old?
Yeah, we can't generalize it. You always gonna have them ignorant dudes.
I woke up at 22. Actually, I woke up before that. I woke up in the penitentiary. Once I realized, shit, these niggas told on me. These niggas helped me. Them is Crips, them Bloods. I came in orientation. These niggas gave me some deodorant and some steps to write my family. He's supposed to be the enemy, and these niggas act like they don't hear me. So, end of the day, that's all. Because I got some homies that's 40, 50, that's still all the way with it, and who haven't changed their dialect and their movement. But then I got some young homies who woke up a little early. You know what I'm saying?
I have a question. I want to piggyback off the brother what he said. So here's a different question along the same lines. So if you do have a brother who's 50, 60, 70 years old, 50, 60 years old, let's be not frank.
Listen, I was capping when I said 60.
Wait. I have a question for Dogface.
I get you. What is this conversation supposed to be like? If you're 50 years old and you still pushing the line, what is this conversation supposed to be like towards the younger guys? Is he supposed to be a mentor? Is he supposed to try to counsel them out of doing something that's gonna get them booked? Is he supposed to be a businessman at 50, 60 years old versus just towing the line of just being a banger? What is his obligation?
Well, see, the thing is,
and you still push
the thing, right?
Then you
now,
might.
You just gave a description of me, right? I'm 47, right? Here goes a description because I'm from where I'm from. I'm not an active gangbanger, right? In a matter of 0.0 seconds, I can go to gangbang. I walk out my door, it's a conflict. I can confront that as if I'm 19 years old right now today, right? My homies, it's on me to try to stop them and guide them away from the things and the traps that got me, right?
Yeah, that's more the key.
Those people like Big U, who will stand in front of the people, look what I do for the kids. But then go over here and tell a motherfucker 19 or 25, go do this, go do that. But that's somebody's kid too, right?
Yeah, but I have a question, like Dogface, right?
Yes, sir.
You know how like when everybody was preaching like peace and stuff, right?
Mhm.
But you on here on the same platform that you were just trying to violate WACK on, making videos and stuff about R&B.
So is that the question?
No, this is what I'm saying, right?
Right.
So how are you on here speaking peace and positivity, right?
When you were just trying to tear another man down.
But yeah, I come in peace and let you up on the platform.
That's what he's saying. That's what he asked.
Let me answer your question, brother.
Okay.
First of all, I don't listen. WACK ain't killed nobody, no kin to me. He ain't shot nobody or played nobody, no kin to me, right? Me and WACK
made videos.
Yeah, we had a conversation after I made the videos where we discussed what our differences were, and we resolved those differences. We came to an understanding about those differences.
You put it online.
Did I what?
Me and you never had differences.
I didn't put nothing online.
No.
I'm saying, why was you making them disparaging videos, but you don't hear preaching peace with us though? They don't press the peace.
And the videos are still up. If you make peace with somebody, why do you have those videos up with my face on them?
Not the queen.
So you made peace, but the videos are still up.
Let me answer your question. The question is why am I on here preaching peace when the conversation is about the community? It's about gang banging. It's about
no, that's not the question. The question is, why did you post them videos if you pushing peace?
Because, hey, listen, I posted the videos because that's how I felt. That's just like asking WACK. Why did he
so here go the question, right?
WACK ain't pushing peace.
Hold on, bro. Let me speak for myself.
Yeah, I didn't say I was pushing nothing. I'm just commenting on the subject. I didn't say I was pushing nothing.
No?
Yo, mute up, bro.
Okay.
I didn't say I was pushing anything.
Here's my question to you. Because I think you've been a little dishonest, right?
No, it ain't being dishonest.
No, hold on. We having a conversation, right?
Go.
It's real shit. If I say something, I'm gonna give you
Let's go.
why I'm saying it, right? You can't find a video of WACK got dog face up and WACK and dog face wife, a dog face girl and kids, right? I think a lot of that was for clout because you was trying to get some traction, right?
Trying to get some where I'm from, I already got traction.
No. Okay, well, let me ask you something. What my wife got to do with whatever issue you had with me?
What do R&B have to do with WACK beat?
I don't know.
Whatever issue I had, listen, let's establish, let's establish your issue with me was about another individual that I personally know, but I don't personally know you, right? That was your issue with me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and it wasn't based on me telling a lie. It was based on why did I have to bring it up, right?
Yeah, and we discussed that.
Okay, so I'm asking you, as an
why do R&B have to do with anything?
What did my woman have to do with that?
I've never said anything about. I didn't even know WACK was married. I don't follow WACK that closely.
What you mean? You got her? The videos is up.
What? I mentioned her name?
Yeah.
Go find it. Pull it up right now. Why I mentioned her name. I don't even know WACK was married.
She said.
I don't even know. I didn't even know WACK was married. I don't know who your wife is. Go find the video.
Pull it up.
The Queen R&B.
Fine shit, but I bet you take that shit down though.
Hold on, bro. We having a conversation.
Find the video where I mentioned her name. And so to answer your question, why am I here right now?
Hey, lower your tone, bro.
Bro, hey, kick back, bro.
Lower my tone. What do you mean, lower my tone? The question was asked to me, why am I pushing peace? I'm here having a general conversation about general things that affect black people across the board from New York to fucking Seattle. That's why I'm here. So
when you make a video about somebody.
All right, so listen.
You saying what?
Let me ask you a question.
Let me answer the question. I made a video about who?
When you make a video about somebody's significant other, what you think?
I didn't make a video about it. Pull it up, bro.
All right, so let me ask you a question, dog.
No, wait a minute. Hold on fast. He's speaking about what somebody else said. Pull the video.
Because I ain't see it. I ain't gonna lie.
You ain't see it, so what you talking about then?
I'm just saying.
Look, hold on. Let me ask you a question.
Listen, hold on. Freeze game.
We got to learn to have conversation, bro.
That's exactly what we're doing. So what we're doing right here now is tell, hey, his name is Bush. Hey, Bush, tell them anybody to pull a video where I said anything about WACK's wife.
Okay, so look.
I didn't even know WACK was
Okay, we might got you.
The thumbnail.
Ain't no
Look
mic.
at the thumbnail.
I'm familiar
Ain't no
with the
mic.
page,
Hold
bro.
on.
Ain't no
So,
mic.
Dogface, let me ask you a question.
I'm
This
listening.
is real shit. This me and you
Real
talking.
shit.
Listen, so now we can both admit that WACK never did anything or even knew respectfully who the fuck Dogface was.
So I'm gonna go ahead.
So can we agree to that?
It's just me and WACK right now. Hold on. Let's go.
You're just me and WACK. Can we agree that WACK never even knew who Dogface was?
We can agree that you said that you wasn't familiar with who I was until you heard my voice. But I didn't just speak
Okay,
about
my first introduction to you was you addressing me about other people, BG,
through who?
shit like that, right?
Say it again.
My introduction to you is you had a problem with me addressing BG.
I had a problem with you calling BG a rat. I also had a.
Now, slow down right there, Dogface.
Wait a minute, I had two problems. First was the BG. The second one is when you came with the story about 42 Doug and what happened with 42 Doug and Offset that wasn't public knowledge. And I had an issue with
hold on.
You were mad at him being in Detroit politics.
Wait.
Listen, bro. Yeah, I'm talking to him. I ain't talking to you.
Hey, yo, bro, let me talk to Dogface, bro. Listen, although the thing wasn't public knowledge,
right?
With 42 Doug and the issue you had with what I said about BG, did I tell a lie about BG?
Yeah,
or did I produce the paperwork?
You didn't listen. The whole convoluted process about
did I produce the work?
Wait a minute, bro. You can't out-talk me, bro. The whole convoluted process about how you went about trying to expose BG with going to 1090 Jake and Birdman telling you to sick him and all that other kind of shit.
Slow down, stop right there. Dogface. 1090 didn't give me no work.
I just
Birdman didn't tell me that this is your listen.
I can say 1090 gave you no work.
Listen, Dogface. You do know on the 100 side of Clubhouse, I got 38 spies. That all they do is get 2 of them is on stage.
What you showing that for? Hold on, stop right free fast. What you showing that for? Yeah, I said what I said. I'm standing on what I said.
Hold on. Hey, bro, let's have a conversation.
Now what?
I want to clear this up.
Dog putting a picture on the phone like I said what the
fuck. Don't stop.
Hold on, bro. Hey, listen. We having a conversation.
And what you don't know, young man, is that I just had I had a conversation with WACK and Loose Cannon for 2 hours where we discussed all the differences that we had. So what the fuck is you talking about? You trying to be slick, nigga?
Be an OG, you gotta stop getting emotional.
No, I ain't emotional. I'm not emotional.
Dogface, WACK is having a conversation. Fuck it all, everything else. Look. So, did I, regardless of where I got it from, did I not produce the paperwork on BG?
He muted.
You muted. Yo, Dogface, you muted.
You muted. Yeah, hit the button.
You muted.
He's still talking.
Hey, Blood, we can't hear you.
Dogface.
Blood, we can't hear you.
Muted.
I'm muted, bro.
Sweetheart.
You muted.
I'm muted.
I'm not muted.
Nah, you've been muted. Okay. You've been muted.
I didn't do it.
It don't matter. Listen.
Don't get excited and say I muted myself when I'm talking. I'm in a full sentence.
You
muted myself.
Listen.
So wait a minute. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Listen. First of all,
bro.
Wait. Me and you having a conversation. Me and you having a conversation. That's me and you. So when Dog coming in like a girl he is.
No, listen, we're not doing that. Listen, all right, that's cool.
Me and you talking.
Dogface, listen.
He doing this whole shit like that.
No, Dogface. Okay, we passed that. Listen to me. The people in the chat, we got an obligation to have a conversation for. I'm asking you, regardless of where I got the paperwork from, whatever, did I not produce the paperwork of BG giving statements?
Yeah.
Okay, now, when it comes to 42 Doug, although you feel like WACK, that wasn't shit the world was privy to, I didn't tell no lies on the young man about the situation, right?
Facts.
Can I talk? It wasn't about, you reached out to me and wanted to talk to me. We had a conversation about 2 weeks ago. In the conversation, we had a conversation amongst men, me, you, and Luke, right? We talked for 2 hours, and then 2 hours. And then 2 hours.
Calm down, bro. We just having a conversation.
I'm from Detroit, my nigga. It's my nature. I'm a hype nigga.
I know, but calm down.
Here's the whole thing is, in the conversation that we had for 2 hours, we talked as men. Luce basically, he didn't mediate it, but he sat there as a middleman and kind of like help guide the conversation. You asked me the same questions you asking me right now. So
here's what's going on, Dogface.
When you talk about somebody being disingenuous, when you talk about somebody trying to line a motherfucker up. No, we're not trying to line you up. Did we have a conversation 2 weeks ago when we discussed this?
That's why you're on my stage. Listen,
you're
on my stage.
And we resolved it, right? Or no?
But watch this, Dogface.
I'm listening.
Here goes the thing that a lot of motherfuckers do.
Tell me about it.
They do a lot of this to the world.
I ain't know. Hey, listen, bro. Me and you, it's like politics.
The people deserve the right. Just as you said to other
put your hands on me
to hear the other things, Dogface.
Hey, listen, bro. Let me tell you a story, something that you didn't know. After me and you had that conversation about the BG shit, your artist Blueface was in Atlanta. Me and him was in Onyx together. He was sitting there with 2 people, and I was in there with my whole squad from Detroit. I looked at him. Well, but here's the point. I'm not trying to say anything incendiary. What I'm just simply saying is,
because that's what it sounded like.
I'm
gonna tell you what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, after me and you had those words, your artist walked into Onyx when I'm sitting there with my whole crew. I didn't think one time about trying to do anything or say anything to him.
That ain't got nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Because the nature of a nigga having a disagreement on social media, the nature of a nigga having a disagreement on YouTube, that ain't no life shit. Nigga, you ain't did shit. Nobody
listen to me. So bro, this is what I'm trying to understand. Bro.
I'm listening.
Bro, the people is listening.
Yeah.
Your whole disposition was, I had a problem with WACK said BG was a snitch. I had a problem with WACK said about 42 Doug. Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. So people saying WACK, Dogface saying you lying about this, lying about that.
I see.
Did I not provide the paperwork on BG?
Hey, listen, you put up paperwork on BG. You told the story about 42 Doug. 42 Doug is, you know him? I know him.
Did I lie?
No, I didn't say you lied. What I said was, why are you telling a story about something that the general public did not know about?
Okay, so can I answer your question?
2 groups of guys to
Can I answer your question?
You said that somebody asked you a question, and my response was, you said somebody asked me a question about that, and then Offset and Doug had some internal words that kind of like sparked it back up, and I said, but damn, WACK, if you bringing up a story about something when you know what transpired after all the motherfucking snatch pockets, dice shooting shit, why would you bring it back up knowing you have a big voice? You
let me tell you why I brought it back up.
All you're gonna do is just incite 2 groups of motherfuckers.
Hold on, so let me tell you why I brought it back up.
And then and she was dead.
Listen, let me tell you why I brought it back up.
True or not, though?
When one side of it starts to water down what really happened, and the other side say, you was there, can you speak on this? Whether it's in favor of either side.
Doug ain't speaking on shit publicly.
I'm gonna speak on it, right?
So I
spoke on it. Wait. I spoke on what was real because I chose to, right? Although you may feel like
you said,
watch this, Dogface.
You told me, bro. You told me you spoke on it because somebody asked you to speak on it, and I said,
I just said that.
I said, what was my response?
Dogface, your response really didn't.
What was my response, bro?
Right?
What's my response?
Now I'm gonna tell you why you was mad, Dogface.
No, you can't tell me why I was mad, bro.
No, if 42 Doug would have been the aggressor,
motherfucking thing,
bro. If 42 Doug would have been the aggressor, you wouldn't have had a problem with it.
If 42 Doug had said what now?
If 42 would have been the aggressor in that, you wouldn't have a problem with it.
No, listen, bro. When
if 42 would have been the one that hit Offset in the mouth.
Now you trying to speak to me? That's not true.
What's not true?
You trying to tell me the level of what I would have had a problem with based on circumstances that don't.
You would have had a problem with me speaking on Offset?
I don't know Offset. I don't give a fuck about Offset.
That's my point.
I don't give a fuck about
Offset. WACK been speaking on shit. Why you surprised about that?
Hold on. You got a problem because I exposed something that probably wasn't in dude's favor. Cool, I get it, right? You know his dad, you from Detroit. I get your position in it, right? But you got to get mine. What's real is what's real. When it comes to BG, now, We can do it together. I still got the paperwork. Are you saying BG didn't give a statement? Where you go?
When me, you, and Luke, I didn't.
Are you saying BG didn't give a statement?
I'm not saying nothing. We're talking about Doug. We get to BG a little later. Let's stick with one subject because you jumping all over the place. What I'm saying,
you didn't want me to
hold on.
That.
When me and you had a conversation for 2 hours 2 weeks ago, right or wrong?
You gotta calm down, bro.
I'm not hyper, my nigga. That's how I talk.
No, it wasn't. You wasn't talking like that a minute ago.
I'm a penitentiary nigga. So that's how I talk.
What that mean, bro? We having a conversation.
Let me ask you a question. Me and you and Luce, did me, you, and Luce have a conversation? Did you reach out to me through Big Homie CC, or did I reach out to you through CC?
I don't know CC. I don't know CC. I don't even got CC now.
Go ahead, Luce. Wait, Luce got context. Hold on. Go ahead, Luce.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't got CC.
No, listen. Yeah. Big Homie CC said that Dogface wanted to talk to WACK and clear up some certain
I didn't read to a motherfucking thing.
I didn't say that.
Yeah. No, that's what Big Homie CC hit me.
Didn't say that, bro.
Yeah, but that's what was told to me. So I reached out to you, and then I got everybody on the phone. So you have to blame Big Homie CC.
Yeah,
we got to respond. What I told Luke.
Wait a minute, hold on. Freeze game. Who gave you my number, Luce Cannon?
Big Homie CC.
Right. Big Homie CC called me and said, hey, listen, WACK and Luce Cannon want to pop at you, bro. They want to figure out.
He lied.
Oh,
he lied.
You lied. You ain't never been on my radar, bro.
That's on him.
I've never paid you no attention.
That's
cool. On the set, I only know about you because of Wando.
That's sweet.
No, don't keep it 100.
You
never heard me pay
hold on, WACK. Let me deal with this nigga. Wando what?
No, Cash, stay out of it, bro. It don't have nothing to say out of it.
Pop out.
Listen.
No,
you don't know me, young man.
Listen to me. Listen. Now you gotta agree. As much as you look, I'm seeing all kind of clips. I don't know if
you saw me. We talked though.
Hold on.
We talked. Right or wrong? Because
I don't know. For Dogface, are you part of the community?
You saw him before we had a conversation.
Well, I never saw this thing.
You brought those clips up.
I've never saw these clips till now. Swear to God.
Are you serious, bro?
I swear, I don't pay you niggas no attention.
In the conversation that we had, you talked about my opinion and what I said to you about.
We talked about BG being a rat, but you admitted, and we talked about what you done.
During the conversation, you said somebody brought me to your attention. Now you saying you ain't had
Big Homie
we never talked about this.
Wait, hold on. Let me clear it up. Big Homie CC brought it up.
I bring up shit. I didn't reach out to you.
Dogface, I gotta
ask you. We got content.
No,
I gotta ask you. I love this content, Ghost. I love it because I didn't reach out to nobody.
I gotta ask you a question.
What question you asking me? I'm here for all your questions. I'm here for all your questions.
Are you part of the community?
Part of what community?
The gay community.
Gay?
Because I'm looking at something that says, "Dog, I'll put my fingers in WACK's ass."
Right.
I don't know. So I mean, when a man saying that about a man, where I come from, that's some gay shit.
Wait, who said that?
That's community. Hold on, this me and WACK. And the only
I'm asking because I've never seen these things.
Hey, listen, the only person outside of WACK who I'm gonna talk to about this is Luce, because Luce is the one who got my phone number from Big Homie CC. Wait a minute.
I'm really having a conversation with me, bro.
You missed it.
I ain't mad. I'm trying to have a conversation. Bro.
You lost about Detroit, nigga. Why ain't no stepper, nigga?
You don't represent Detroit, nigga. I got a lot of homies in Detroit. You don't represent the whole Detroit, nigga.
I don't represent. Where they at? Ask about me.
You about to make this something it ain't.
How when hold up, Dogface.
Hold on, that's somebody from Detroit.
Nigga, fuck is you talking about?
Dogface, respectfully. How when you was on the conversation with WACK and Luce, we got to understand. Y'all got to understand it.
Right.
I asked you them same questions. You said y'all asking me them same questions. How tonight you so turned up? I don't understand that.
Let me explain it to you. Hold on. Freeze frame, right? Let me holler at the man Bush. Let me tell you about it. Because when we had the conversation, here's where the disingenuous nature of all this shit comes into full fruition. We had a conversation. I didn't reach out to WACK at all. Big homie CC called me and said, dog, WACK 100 and Luce Cannon want to have a conversation with you. I said, my nigga, I don't want to talk to them niggas, bro. I'm on some other shit. He said it'd be a good idea for y'all don't have nobody killed nobody. Nobody has injured nobody. It's all about a war of words between motherfuckers on social media and YouTube. That ain't no shit that niggas can't get behind. You and WACK got more in common than y'all do in differences. So they want to holler at you. I said, man, okay, fuck it, give him my number. I gave him my number. I said, give him this number though. I gave him my number. I got a phone call from Loose Cannon. Loose click WACK into the phone conversation. So WACK started asking me the same questions that he's asking right now. What's your problem with me? Where do me you have a problem at? I don't even know you. Somebody brought this to my attention. So I said, he said, was it about BG? I said, it was one thing. I said, the other thing was about 42 Doug. He said, oh, yeah, that was you with the 42 Doug shit. And he asked me, so what's the issue? He started going over the issue and mapping it out. And I said, hey, listen, bro, I don't really give a fuck about the BG shit, right? I said, but the 42 Doug shit, these are two niggas who with two groups of people behind them who gon' step. I said, why is you bringing up an issue? Why did you bring up an issue about a conflict that nobody didn't know about? The general public didn't know about it. You, as a big homie, you stepped in and you prevented niggas from crashing out. I said, I commend you for that, WACK. I commend you for stepping in.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Wait a minute. Hey, Lucy, am I lying? Am I telling the truth?
Let me ask you a question, Dogface. Listen, this is real shit. Can I say it respectfully? Everybody comes into this game looking for a lane into the game. And the first thing they do is let me scream WACK's name. Me and you both know, you and BG, you ain't no ties with me and BG. And 42 Doug, I've been on tour with the man 40 days, been around him dozens of times. I never saw you in my life. So it's one thing if I would have known you to be that with him and we was acquainted, like WACK, why you just didn't call and holler at me? You would have had me. But in this situation, bro, right? You need to sit back and look at it, right? Because I just listened to an interview or two, right? You don't know me, but what you did know is I have some type of social media presence. And if you don't have nothing to talk about, if you could talk about him, then it gives you some relevance in this lane. BG being a rat has nothing to do with you. I never tied you to it. You jumped in that, right? I never tied you to it. I can't, you're on mute.
Again.
There you go. Yeah, be on
I ain't
mute.
mute myself. Who controlling this shit? Because
nobody's muting you.
I'm sitting in front of a 2,000.
What I'm saying is, me and you don't know. We have never personally.
Hey, you keep on harping on this point, bro.
You listen.
It's like you have said shit about motherfuckers on your podcast.
I want to correct you on something. I want to correct you on something because I heard you mention 6ix9ine, right? You mentioned 6ix9ine, right? I do business with 6ix9ine. I don't do gangster shit with 6ix9ine, right? I don't know about you. I don't know what tax bracket you in. I still think you still trying to figure this shit out, right? But who I conduct business with and who I may do some other shit with, that's two total different worlds. Can't hear you.
He gotta let you talk. That's why he getting muted. He gotta come on, man.
The coincidence on that. Now listen. Hey, hold on, WACK. Before we continue this conversation, this nigga, what's his name? Cash Rules.
Yeah, but bro, talk to me though, bro. That ain't. There's no substance in that.
Nigga, I ain't even say nothing.
That's just a bunch of that Clubhouse.
No, that nigga.
This nigga, I ain't say nothing. First of all, I've been giving you a pass. I ain't say shit.
You ain't give me no pass on nothing, pussy.
Hold on. Listen, bro. Listen to me. Look, this is a real panel. We have a real conversation that people want to know. Me and you have never, like, we don't know each other, right? But your issues with me was about everybody else. Am I right?
I'm crying, cuz.
Let's see your house, nigga. Take your phone outside. This nigga right here, the Cash Rules Global, nigga. Take your phone.
You deflecting, nigga.
You ain't no sidetracking.
Hey, Dogface, you're deflecting. Right now, you gotta represent for Detroit. As you know what? I'm gonna represent from Detroit. I have my people from Detroit. Like, this is the way you have a conversation, bro. I'm simply asking you, do you acknowledge and embrace the fact that you was clout chasing?
Rich, fuck is you talking about? Fool ass nigga. Yeah. Now I tell you what, stop right now. Stop. I can take this computer right now, and we're gonna do Cash Rules too. Cash rules, you on a cell phone, nigga. Take your cell phone and put it out your...
It seemed like you're infatuated with Cash.
I'm confused, blood. Why I got him so
Stay-
hot?
Yeah, well, I don't know what you.
Because I know niggas in this city. Is that it? I'm
I don't
confused.
know what you said to him.
I ain't say nothing.
Why
He
is
muted.
so upset?
He muted right now.
I ain't say nothing to blood. You told me to chill. I back.
Go in then, cuz fuck it.
Nah, I'm cool on blood. I'll see on that shit.
Don't run from me.
All right, yo, come on. All right, say less.
You gotta pop it.
Listen.
I was being cool because the big homie said cool it. The
Hey,
big
cool
homie said
it.
cool it.
But don't listen to him. You ain't been listening to nobody your whole life, nigga. Now all of a sudden you listen to Wacky Your Daddy?
Listen.
Hey, blood. Hey, check this out, old man.
What out?
Check this out. Nigga ain't doing Auburn Hills right now.
Listen to
What
me,
out,
dog.
broke ass
Auburn
nigga?
Hills or what?
Check out, bro. Auburn Hills, no. You repeat
You
lies.
ain't over there? Where you at?
repeat lies, nigga.
Where you at?
Dog
You wanna
face.
bump into me?
Listen, dog face.
Do you want
You
to bump
gotta
into me?
refrain from too
You
many
come
of
to
the
Detroit, we
nigga
go
words.
to
Because I
right
don't
now.
do all this talking, blood. I was being
Oh.
cool. You got mad when I said a certain name. You got
Nigga,
hot. You feel
Nigga,
me?
you said a nigga who a hoe. You said a nigga who apologized to me on YouTube, dummy.
That's all cool, blood. You got
cut me
hot,
off.
nigga.
Fuck is you talking
Yo,
about, nigga?
listen to me, bro.
I'm really
That
like
ain't
that
the
little boy.
conversation that people want to hear, right?
I'm
It
really
ain't.
like
So
that
go ahead,
dusty,
handle your
dirty ass
candle.
nigga.
Handle your candle with
Yo,
wax.
listen, you
can't
mute
see
up,
it on the
Cash, bro.
internet.
We're not gonna
You
talk.
can't prove it on the internet. Let's have a
Listen.
conversation.
Listen, so I'm just trying to have the conversation. Because can't none of us teleport through the phone or nothing, right? So I'm just wondering, so when we did talk, you never said I told a lie.
I'm still not saying that right now. Fuck is you talking about?
And so I understand your thing with 42. You felt like WACK. You could have kept that
No,
up.
we went over. Are we having this conversation for the purposes of your chat? Because I can see in the chat.
No, listen. I'm gonna tell you why we having it. Right, listen.
Because me and you already had this conversation, my nigga. And me and you left the conversation.
Dog face, listen to me, brother.
How you bringing up
had this conversation about me 50 times on different
You had a
platforms.
conversation about other niggas' business.
People are asking me.
You're the exposers,
WACK.
my nigga. You're the exposers. Your whole get down is to comment about what's going on with other niggas, most of whom you don't know.
Well, we
exposing
talking
you
about
an
me and you.
emotional ass nigga. You
No, we
emotional
talking
as
about
fuck.
me and you though right now.
No, I ain't
Yeah, you
emotional,
emotional,
nigga.
nigga.
I'm
Listen,
like that,
hold
nigga.
on, bro.
I'm like that, nigga.
Yo, dog face.
Now
Dog
what?
face, listen, hear me out. As a blogger and a
Yup.
YouTuber, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are allowing me, and I don't want you to do this.
Right.
I told you when we was on the phone, let me help you,
Bro,
better your situation.
I'm listening.
You're allowing me to outclass you.
How you
had
not
a conversation.
You're not outclassing me, nigga. All you gotta do is play. You record the conversation we had. Put the conversation to me. You want to lose half?
No, brother, that ain't what this is about.
Ain't no
I'm trying to
outclassing,
bro. You gotta represent what this
I don't
be
like
like
shit
that.
right now. You talking
It's
for
like
clickbait.
you trying to hide
Listen,
something,
my nigga.
bro.
I ain't trying to have a motherfucking thing, nigga. I said
so have
what
a
I said,
conversation.
what I said. And the reason why me, you, and Luce, everybody, please respectfully. I'm gonna stop yelling. Respectfully.
Why you yelling? Who you yelling at?
Hold on, bro. Let me get past this point, because you keep cutting me off, my nigga.
Who you yelling at though, bro? Like I don't understand why you screaming. Nobody's yelling.
Had a conversation.
Like, what? Come on, brother. Represent the D the right way.
Come on, man.
It's a
You can do
Sunday.
it.
You can do it. You can do it.
It's a lot.
I know your name is Dogface, but you don't have to bark. You don't have to growl.
Bars.
You can sit down, put your chest out, put your ears up, and have the conversation, my brother. See, Dogface, here's the thing. You voluntarily showed up to my platform. I ain't show up at yours. It's cool, we cool. But the people are now seeing Dogface was just doing what he was doing because he was clout chasing on WACK name. He really wanted to be part of the team. And Dogface, here goes a meta hug. Oh, Dogface.
Oh,
Dogface. Meta hug.
Lady.
Dogface.
welcome.
Okay. And we're going to move on off of you. All the people in the YouTube streets, as you see once again, they come home once I have a conversation with them because all they wanted was my attention. Here goes a little doggy biscuit. Here you go. Here you go, Dogface. Here you go. There you go. R&B, can you put the dog
Drop
back
him.
in the cage? Get him up out of here.
That's it.
He really got a dog face.
Loose Cannon, do I have permission? Because I know the homegirl on here. Do I have permission to use your slogan? I don't want to get sued.
Use it. Let's go.
Emotional as fuck.
Hey, WACK. What I do to blood? What I do to blood?
Everything.
Hey, yo.
Damn.
Listen, I turned the camera off for 1 second. I turned the camera off for 1 second. It went left, yo.
Emotional.
Kilo. That's how I sign capital. That's how you gotta have them like that.
I see. Listen, I'm learning. Hey, listen, I turned the camera off for 1 second. We in here talking like Malcolm X. I came back. It was baddies. It was bad girls that came back.
Because you know why? I hate to say it. Our women teach us this if we pay attention.
Right.
Every time we wrong or we doing some shit and they get on us about it, we do that.
Right.
When we ain't did shit, we look at them like they crazy and calm. He knew that, bro, now everything you've been saying, it ain't adding up. What you doing on that stage? Because he called WACK and talked to WACK and told me he really didn't have a problem with me. I told him, bro, I don't know you. I don't even know what you've been saying, right? And I didn't. My girl just started sending me things. I don't know. You don't know what you've been saying. I knew you was with the little rat dude out of Houston, Austin, who got called, who told on the dude down there South by Southwest, and you was mad about BG. And I told him on the phone. So you telling me what story I told on 42 Doug is false? He said, no, it ain't false. You told the truth, but why did you have to say it? Well, nobody went to jail, wasn't incriminating. It was just a story that happened. The reason why he was mad is because 42 Doug didn't get the W in the situation. If Offset would have took the L, he wouldn't have had a problem with it. The BG thing, he said WACK, he snitched, the nigga gave a statement, but I felt like Birdman sent a mattress, sent you at him. I said, bro, that's your feeling, right? You don't know me, you don't know Birdman. Nigga, this is public information, right? Birdman ain't the one sent me the information. I know where the information come from, right? Shout out to Houston, my man down there in Houston who provides a lot of information. If you do the research, the other nigga, the snitch partner in crime with BG on that case, has a case on a very well-known cat in Houston, and he the one sent me the paperwork, right? Okay, he said, don't lie about what we discussed in the conversation. I didn't lie about what we discussed. You simply said, you know BG's a rat. You just didn't like the fact that somebody sent me at BG. Dogface, you're not relevant to this world. That's why I don't know who you are. You've been screaming. You ain't went on no podcast yet and talked about anything but WACK, a dude you don't know. They even said on this podcast, you don't even know WACK. WACK, you don't even know who WACK is. You went on Clubhouse and went at WACK and WACK put you in your place. You even told me, you know, 42 Doug got fired on. I then never said he got robbed, right? He just didn't want to get out. You agreed and you said, WACK, you just didn't have to talk about it. Now, here goes the thing, Dogface. This is where you ruined yourself. You voluntarily, right, came onto the Honey Show platform. You took your computer, set it up, combed your beard, put on your shirt, sat in your room, put on the headphones, excited to come on here, and waited backstage, right? Waited back there for a while to a point that my woman said it's a dog face backstage. I said, oh, okay, shit. Let him up, right? And you came on stage, and I wanted to see what your disposition was. You sat there and tried to have a conversation with sis, and you know, as normal. But I know my people are scratching their heads saying, what is Dogface doing on WACK stage? They not arguing. Dogface is up there as if everything is normal. You know why, world? Because WACK finally said, come here, boy. Come here, boy. There we go. And then Dogface tail started doing this. They started doing this. So now, that's why you seen Ubu, sit Good Dog, on our 100 show today, calm and normal. I know that the people want to know, as academics would say, chat okay. Dogface, can you tell the people about our conversation? WACK, we had a conversation for 2 hours. Yeah, we did. You never said I lied. As you said, no, you didn't lie. You said BG ratted. Okay. You said 42 Doug said WACK. That did happen. But with that, I know Doug's father, and I want to know why you had to tell the people. So you got some favoritism because you're from Detroit. We get it. But guess what? I ain't got no favoritism. We are the exposers. Whatever the situation was is what it was.
And that's good for the community to know the truth.
That's good.
Like, why somebody got to follow what the
community does know, Dogface. I hate to say it. I'm trying to help you. You bet not go on no live and start screaming.
He is.
Fuck WACK. Because everybody gonna say, oh, this nigga's a fan.
He definitely gonna say fuck me.
Do that. Just continue with your content because you have already been sunned. You have already been exposed. We showed the people. This is the exposers. We showed the people that you really ain't got nothing against WACK. You just want to be WACK's friend. Oh, poor little Scooby. Ralph Racky. Ralph, watch out, Scoob. He's coming behind you. You just want to be WACK's friend. It's okay. It's okay, Dogface. It's okay. I understand. And now the people know that you are not authentic. It's just a loud voice because the things you had to say about me, you should have always been my ally. Came up here, hey, WACK, hey, I got some pies. Hey, I come bearing gifts. Hey, can I? The people seen it. But people seen it. I don't know really too much about you, and I wish you the best of luck.
Hey, WACK. Hey, Cuz was trying to go ahead cash like a motherfucker, right?
Yeah, he trying to deflect from what the people want to hear.
He single him out.
Want to know why is your ass over here? That's just like they looking up, right? And they seeing me passing out backpacks for Big U.
Yeah. That'll be crazy.
They don't want to know what the nigga.
Yeah, what's going on? Bro. We got a right to know.
I know y'all talking about what y'all doing for the kids, but what's happening with this?
Yeah, we got to know.
We are here for the people, and the people are here for us, my brother.
And let me just let that man know.
We have to address what we know they're thinking. This is what makes a great platform. When we know they're thinking something, we have to address what we know they're thinking. And, at the end of the day, Dogface, I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you, we've done this before.
Shit, bro.
Haters World. Happened with Haters World. Brother, I'm warning y'all. Don't come playing with us. You will be exposed to who you really are. And then your people will leave you and your numbers will drop. Because now your credibility is shot.
And
that shit happened when the big homie CC nigga came up here. He got exposed too.
You can't never spin it. You can't never spin it because you got to have that conversation at the end of the day.
I mean, bro, my brother, I don't know why I don't know.
Don't take it out on me, dog. Have that conversation.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's that penitentiary shit.
Come on, bro. That don't mean nothing.
The people, I'm tell you all the podcasts out there.
Where it go wrong, bud?
I want y'all
You told a grown man respectfully, this was gangster because the chat said it. You said, yo, lower your voice, nigga.
Hey, he not about to talk to me like that. I'm just as grown as he is.
Here goes the thing.
When you said that shit wasn't left, bro.
Chill.
But here goes the thing with him. There was no need, right, to be doing. See, that's a diversion tactic. We trying to have a conversation. You want to do that? We can go back. The 100 side of Clubhouse is open 24/7, right? You can do that over there. Here, the people tune into YouTube to have the conversation. You know what I'm saying? At least I gave you Scooby-Doo. I could have called you Lassie or Sounder. You know what I'm saying? I could have,
And you could have stick the dogs on him way earlier.
Dogface, the antics and the things you say, people now know they don't believe you because you just submissively came on 100 Pro stage. Good little guy.
No, listen, we forgetting. That's why they call him Dogface. You get what I'm saying? because he just a dog face.
Mark.
At the end of the day, he got what he wanted though. He wanted some airtime.
He
got
wanted
his
some
airtime.
clout. That's
Got it,
what
but
he
I
wanted.
think it didn't work for him because it's like people were like, bro, all that shit and nigga, now you up there like it's. Now WACK is trying to have the conversation. You admitting that yeah, BG's a rat, and yeah, 42 Doug got his little mouth lit up, bam, fired on. All shit like you admitted, you just was mad. I said, why was you mad? You never said it because you lied on 42. You never said that didn't happen. He said because you exposed to the world what happened. You now just crossed 42 Doug because what came out your mouth authenticates what I'd already been saying.
The truth could not be considered
confirms it.
disrespect. Ain't that what you say, Wack?
Truth can't be considered.
It cannot.
Hey, Tia.
That's the
See,
truth.
this is the exposers. You get what I'm saying? Welcome to the exposers.
Yeah, you know how we used to do? We let a nigga come in. We know everything he did. We know he the one that robbed the dope spot. We know all that. We let him come in, give him a dog to go to the hotel with. Do all that. Bro, you want to roll with us? We going to Vegas. Then pull over. I got to take a piss. You know how.
He came in nice.
Wack, was some mob shit right there, man. You invited the nigga to dinner.
You want some coffee? Sit down. Yeah.
See, what I wasn't going to allow him to do is get the clips he wanted with history. Tia alleged. That's one of our legends. That's what he wanted. That's why I never allowed him to complete that, because we got to address this. I knew he was going to do what he did. And at the end of the day, I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully he learned from it, but the cloud chasing don't work.
Not at
Tia,
all.
what's the next move Tia, before we get up out of here? What's the next move? I see you want to come up. Are you asking me to help you brainstorm on some things to do?
Yes, I am asking. WACK. Let's hit
like
the round table. Loose. Let's hit it.
We
All
got
right,
you.
cool. We're going to jump on it. Start sending some things in. You look over and you say, you know what? And then send us some things, because whatever you got, we might could add to that. Let me plug into those corporate guys I know. I got a water company. I would love to see if we can make a red and blue water that's still healthy for all. That'd be kind of cool, right?
Yeah, there's natural dyes. There's organic dyes. But
Yeah, so, we can see what that is. We got Brave Energy Drink, Brave Water, that I got partnership in that's coming from a natural, the glaciers out that way. So I got to contact my business partner. And then everything else, the TV thing, we heavy into that. The TV thing, let's get it going on. But, you've always had my support. Your family, your kids always have my support. They ain't never came home with nothing bad to say about when they run into me. I stop what I'm doing and I make sure they're good. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely accept that invitation. Big U, see, this is how it's supposed to go. Respect the pecking order and the chain of command. Just because it happens to be a lady,
A woman,
doesn't mean you can step over, because we all come from women first. Okay?
Facts.
On the 100 side, something unique. Y'all spread the word to the Israelite and the conscious community. Captain Tazariot of the ISUPK, Hebrew Israelites, and R&B have a debate. Israelites usually do not debate women, but he has accepted this debate. We're doing it on the 100 side of Clubhouse on Tuesday, I believe, morning show, 2 o'clock. I don't know, Queen. What time do you want to do it? This is going to be
That's gonna be good.
debating biblical things. For those of you guys don't know, R&B is an ordained minister. Yeah, got me.
Oh, wow.
Got
Amen.
preaching.
Amen.
Got me a preaching.
I don't know you put the best of them.
So we go on the 100 side of Clubhouse. I guess let's call it probably 2 o'clock. We'll do it. Any updates? I'll be putting it up on my Instagram. But R&B is debating Captain Tazariot, who is he's a very big deal when it comes to the debate world. He's a Hebrew Israelite. He ran from the fade, but R&B boxed him in and started saying some things on stage he didn't know, so he was forced to take it. So it's the battle of the sexes. We're going to see man versus woman debate this book, and this is a man that is being held way high. So Hebrew Israelites, y'all welcome to show up to the 100 Sided Clubhouse, 2:00 p.m. for the debate. R&B got my vote. She know her. She know that book.
Facts. 100 Sided.
R&B can like marry people and all that. She's really an ordained minister. Had her own church before. All of that. You know what I'm saying? She was a first lady. I just kidnapped her from the pastor. And you know what she said? Thank God. Boom. Sister Tia, we gonna jump on this. I'm gonna call my guy on the water. Let's get on top of this. Luce, let's get on top of this. We about to float on back to the 100 Sided Clubhouse. Tia, whenever you need this platform, whoever, family, friends, or whatever, you're welcome to use it. You know what's mine is yours. It's been like that for a couple decades. Appreciate everybody for showing up. I appreciate everybody. Everybody go to Dogface. Get him with a hashtag 100. Let him know we still here for him.
Good night.
Good night, y'all. Salute.
We all we got. Get that X up, y'all.